that. All my lights turn off. I'm like, no. Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday, guys. Hope you're keeping well. You join us here from a miserably wet Tipperary. 9 degrees, so it is. And, well, today, we're going to be doing some work on the old A320. Think of this as a follow-on from last Thursday's horrendous, nightmarish flight that I crashed twice on VATSIM whilst live streaming. Brilliant. So to counteract that Egypt but we're going to spend a bit of time here focusing on the systems of not just the Fenix, but also on the WinCtrl hardware. Now, to start us off, I had an issue already. Turned everything on. Throttles weren't doing what they were supposed to. I said, I don't believe it. So what did I do? I went through all the steps I did last week. Deleted the profile in the SimApp Pro. Went to recalibrate the aircraft. Still didn't work. I shouted in that corner of my room, "Ah!" But then I realised my ways were wrong. You see, when I fired up SimApp Pro, you're going to like this one now. Do you remember we were looking at the shaft? Right, there's settings. So you have to change the gadget into the single axis shaft thing. They need to change their names. We'll take this way out of context, but that's what you have to do. And I didn't realise that. So I spent about 25 minutes trying to recalibrate everything. Then I said, oh wait, isn't there a button? Pressed the button and all was well in the realm. Jesus. But anyway, so now that we have that sorted, hopefully no more faffing about, right? But we're on the ground here at Dublin. And, well, our plan for this morning is just handling the aircraft, in particular when it comes to our landings, because that's what really caught me out last time. There's a number of automations that I should be using when it comes to flying Airbus aircraft. I'm very much kind of Boeing minded. It's like, well, I'm in control, I'll move the thing and it'll do what I want. Airbus is like, you sit back, we've got this, don't touch anything. Right, so there's a bit of a transition here, and maybe maybe you're considering, should you be kind of taking a delve into some of the airliners? I mean, traditionally we fly general aviation. However, the airliners. Shut up! The aircraft that are available to us now in Microsoft Flight Sim, they're just getting better and better and better. There's way more depth to the systems. I mean, look at that A340 that's due out today. There's some really cool aircraft out there now. So it would be a shame to say I don't fly them. In moderation, you know. So that's what we're going to try and do today. Sounds great, doesn't it? All our gear is set up. So we have the WinCtrl gear. We have the Ursa minor side stick. Very fancy. So this is my left-handed stick for today's flight. We also have our FCU, we have an MCDU, and we have the throttle, which we also have our speed brakes and flaps, right? So that is the plan for today. So I'm going to go through how everything kind of works and what, we're looking for, and setting up the aircraft, putting in our flight plan, and, well, hopefully there's something in it that you might learn. If not, you can point out what I've done wrong. In the meantime, I'm waiting for the mail of postman to arrive. Do you know what I got? I didn't get it yet. Do you know what I ordered? So do you see this magic mouse gadget anyway, right? This is for the old laptop, right? Anyway, it's a magic mouse and it's grand so far as, the trackpad on it is very nice and fancy. It's all like, ooh, touchy-feely kind of thing. But it has the ergonomics of an idiot, because your hand does get kind of sore using this. Does anyone else find that? So I said, shag that. So was it Malky? I think it was Malky. He uses this trackpad, or maybe it's Flying Tonight. But the thumb trackball thingy. It's a very sexy stream this morning talking about all sorts. But you can move the ball with your thumb. You see? So I'm waiting on one of those. A magic mic. No. Jesus, no. Listen. Anyway, so we're waiting on him. So my camera turned on, looking out my front room window. With our Venetian blinds, no less. So if I have to get up immediately, it's because I have to intercept the postman, or the post person, if you want to be politically correct. Yeah, you can't say postman anymore. See that shower. But anyway, I'd like to welcome you all aboard. I did late night last night. I said, I put out a video of the caravan. The upcoming Caravan Professional. It was 20 past the 3 o'clock before I saw bed, and then I'm back up now at 7, so a little bit on the tired front. And then, to my utter shock and bejanie, I've to be up at 04:30 tomorrow morning to bring my present lady wife to the bus because she's going to Dublin, to the airport because she's away to London. Well, she's going to Bristol and then she's going to London. So I'm up at like stupid o'clock. So, Gibbo, you went to bed at friggin' 2 a.m. I saw you online. I was going to give you a shout. I was like, I better not. Maybe he just left the gadget on. Do you know? We'd have been talking Scudder for ages. Would have been brilliant. We'd have passed the time. But yeah, 20 past shagging 3. But anyway, all is well today, friends. We keep an eye out for the watch. Everything will alert me if the postman arrives. And if it doesn't alert me, I have failed with technology. So, tonight, we're also going to be doing a VATSIM flight. We're departing out of Salt Lake City Salt Lake City, and we're heading over to Portland. And looking forward to that. However, the initial setup, taxi, takeoff, en route, descent, that's relatively okay-ish for me. And if it was right-handed stick, I mean, I've never had issues flying the A320 at all. I've flown this aircraft many times. But last week, man, I got completely caught out. And it's when you kind of go back, you know, let's go back and look at the evidence. It's when you go back, this is where people... and it's actually good that you can see this because hopefully you can kind of, that's what happened. Jesus. There's buttons. What happened was last week, the aircraft that I was flying, even though I was somewhat familiar with it, because I had changed completely how I interact with the aircraft, my time or my focus wasn't just on ATC, which when you're on VATSIM, you need to be able to do what ATC are asking you to do without hesitation, without even worrying. It's just, okay, yeah, I'll do that, right? And because my brain was trying to focus on, why is my plane not doing what I wanted to do? Suddenly, ATC gets a backseat because I'm now trying to figure out, you know, what's going on with the aircraft. Therefore, I made a mistake with ATC, and then when I suddenly realised, balls, I've made a mistake, my focus then switched back to ATC, in which I lost focus of the aircraft. It is a recipe for disaster, but jokes and taking the absolute Dennis Hickey out of me to one side, that is a prime example of what can happen to a lot of folks when they first want to fly on VATSIM, or indeed if they want to use a different aircraft. So it is something worthwhile. I mean, there's always silver linings, lads, you know. So if something similar has happened to you, you can be pretty sure it's something like that. It was because the aircraft did something you weren't expecting, and that just means it's a level of competency or, you know, comfort, knowing where the aircraft is, more than ATC. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it, and anyone who doesn't agree can check off. Right, you know. But anyway, who's here? Look, oh Jesus, it's all, you know, muscle memory. It's brilliant. But anyway, we're here on this Thursday morning. Willow, how much? Good morning. Commander Balosh is in the chat. Good to see you, man. Norse Viking, good morning. Gibbo is in the chat. What time did you get up at then if you went to bed at 2 o'clock? Jefferson 2001, the man, myth and legend himself, has rambled in with news of the realm. Jep, are you going to FS Weekend by any chance? I predict 50% of the stream will be troubleshooting. Pretty much. Accurate. Spitfire RAF 100, a very good morning to you, buddy. Hope you're well. Sumner is here. He says, howdy Murph and Fireflies from Jacksonville, Florida. Ooh, good morning. Gerald is here. 23 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, dude, for all your support. You're very kind. 98 Vulcan. Greetings and salutations. A very good day to you. Good evening. Who else come in the door now? Route 9er, or 19er. Good to see you. Is it Route 19er? That makes more sense. Good to see you. Mr. Minimite is here. Welcome in. Malky, a very good morning. Jaken's dad is here. Top of the day to you, sir. Hope you're well. Memphis Dunn says morning. So is today's training on how not to make dents at Vancouver's runway? Yes, yeah, pretty much it is. The bill I got from the establishment of Vancouver was extortionate, but totally my fault. Yes, totally my fault. But it's good to see you. Now, Tarnish Mossman, you're very good to see you. Good morning, hope all is well. The Impossible Face is here. Good morning from a very blustery Aberdeenshire. Gusts of 70 miles per hour have already been recorded on the coast. It's only meant to get worse throughout the afternoon. That's why I said we'll fly this in Ireland in extremely challenging conditions, because the weather is shocking, right? And it's windy. So low vis and windy. So You know what I mean? We'll see how we get on here, right? That's the plan, at least. Now, Tarnish, thank you for 20 in a row, buddy. Creo is here. Good morning to all in County Mayo. Hope you're well. Uniform Goose. Good day, Goose. Hope you're well. Cornwolf is here. Good morning. How's she cutting, man? Are you well? Apache's in the house. Thank you very much indeed. 130 streams in a row. Apache, that's unbelievable. Thank you very much. Your flight was fine. It was the landing where it went pear-shaped. Indeed. Now, Frozen Gamer, good morning. Big Carlo is in the house. Work Able Meat, thank you very much indeed. Tier 1 subscription, 5 months. Thank you very, very much. Right. Something fell somewhere. I heard it. You heard it. We all check and heard it. Things are falling. I think I know what it was. Right. Panic over. Wait now. Oh, Jesus. What fell? Did you just hear it? Wait now. I'll go looking for this. Don't say anything for a minute. I know. Where did that shagging go?
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Don't turn off me lights when I'm trying to find something. That's the height of evil. Oh. Where's the... No, that's there. Wait now. Something fell, I heard it. Was it this? No, that wasn't it. That's going to wreck me head. False teeth. Did you hear it? Something fell. I don't know what fell. I'm looking around for things that could have fallen. Yeah. Whatever it was, it is. And I'll find it someday. I'll probably step in the thing. You know.
Can I get a refund?
No, shag off. Right now. The buttons, lads. Right. You did hear something. It's not just me, isn't it? Naughty Gnome is here for 63 months. Cheers. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, buddy. Mrs. Upside Down, TPHI, has awoken from her sleep. Sleep, yes. Good morning. It's very early with her, and great to see you. Where's this now? Idle Cutoff, good morning. Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. Dazza, welcome aboard. Happy Thursday to you. The Great Hadoken, good morning. I was just buzzing by. Good to see you, buddy. I'm all nervous now. Something fell. I heard something fall. Oh. Love me Magic Mouse. I didn't get a pain using it. User error, I suspect. For crying out loud. Yeah, they do. You have to charge it underneath the thing. It's like the level of genius, you know. It was Malky. Brilliant. Stu Snape is here. Good morning. Working and lurking. Ooh, good to see you, buddy. And Jesus, 110 streams in a row, Stu. You absolute ledge. What do you mean creative space is falling apart? It's not. It's something fell somewhere, but it'd be grand, right? It'll be fine. We'll blame someone else. But Stu, thank you very much indeed. Where's this now? Venetian blinds. How you have changed, Murph. I talk very posh now. I dress very well spoken. Venetian blinds, yeah. I thought it was bad. Yeah, it's mad. Where's this now? Am I the only one who went to bed at a reasonable hour? Probably. Sunjammer is here. Good to see you, buddy. Failed new tech, yes, all the time. OG UK is in the house. Welcome aboard. PC changed everything in its day. I call them posties. Ooh, nice. Egg Barley, thank you very much indeed. 60 months. Thank you very, very much. Cheers, buddy. Absolute legend. Zith is here. The tools between the tool and the aeroplane were unfamiliar to you. Yeah, pretty much. Mrs. Two-Tone in Bristol, I'll alert the authorities, or I'll say hi and give her some Greg sausage rolls. I'd love some... Oh, Jesus. Stu, why would you say that? Thursday morning is great for sausage rolls. I'm just saying, it will change your life's trajectory. So it will, right. But yes, up at 7:20, I'm in a Fowler. Oh, no. Gibbo is sleep deprived. Did you have coffee now? You know... To be fair, right, stupid weather, you know, stupid house, stupid people, stupid clothes. You all right there, Gibbo? Stupid, everything's stupid crap. Then you give him it's like that Snickers ad, give him a coffee. Hey, good to see you. Right, brilliant. Pieman Jim is here, good to see you. Top Gun Glenny, welcome aboard. Wait now. Someone came in me door and then they went out again. I can see it on my camera. It's the outfla. What's he doing? Don't you love that control looking at cameras? What's he doing? You probably come in to say, I'll go into Murph there, Murph Ella. Oh no, he's busy, he's loud, I'll leave him alone. Right, something like that. Brilliant. But Top Gun Glenny, good morning. Eamon, good morning. Hope you're well. Sim Guy is here. Welcome in. Manage mode is the speed, or for speed is your friend. We'll have to see. Jesus, Jefferson. No, world of pain with our house roof leaking. Jesus. You poor old devil. No worry, Jeff, hopefully we see you soon, buddy. It's been a minute, I forget what you look like. I'm only joking. You had long hair, didn't you? Gibbo says, that was just you losing your marbles. I'm telling you, I'll need to play it back. Instead of wait now. Brilliant. It sounded like a pen. It sounded like something small, all right. But I don't know what it was. I've so much to do in this room. Maybe it was something on a shelf, Listen, lads, we could be looking here all day and get nothing done, so we'll leave it for the minute. It could have been out in the hall. It could have been the cat. I don't know. If it happens again, let us know. Right. Filthy, good morning. Hope you're well. Sounded like Mr. Teuton's credit card, right? I saw my shot and I took it. Well done, Zith. Well done. Just joined the stream, Filthy. You're welcome in. 777, you're very welcome aboard. Dougal McTavish is lurking on his phone. It's good to see you, Dougal. Happy Thursday. In a Boxman is here. 23 months. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. Hope you're well. Murph dropped his wallet again. No, that'd be dust. If that thing dropped, it's dust, right? Where is this now? If it was his wallet, it would have made a noise after buying the Mac. Well, yeah, it did. It's very did. Epic Fool is here. I read recently someone, when speaking to a professor, referred to a document from 1994 as being from the late 1900s. Jesus. They need a slap on the side of the head. 1900s now. What are they talking about? Well, I think I have a camera in me gaff. Instead of stupid, stronger words were used. Brilliant. Bald Eagle, good morning. Hope you're well. You're very welcome in. Howling Crazy is here. 110 streams in a row from Filthy. Some small fell. You didn't hit your hand off something. Or me hands. Shag off. Brilliant. Gibba says, Merv, tech question for you. Oh, Jesus. Why would you not have chat overlay on your TV so you don't need to keep looking away to see it? What do you mean there now, hey? As in put all me chat on the main TV. Sure, it'll be on the sim then. No? Is that what you mean? Because I keep my chat here on this screen. Poltergeist. Could be. It's a poltergeist. Gibbo suggesting something. Now, how this works, lads. Gibbo suggests something which makes a lot of sense and usually brilliant. What I do, nah, I don't think that'd work. Then in roughly 3 to 6 months, I'll remember what Gibbo had said, and then I'll go about and do it, and then I'll say, Jesus, lads, I did something brilliant. I had this great idea. That's usually how this works. Gibbo can stop me if I'm wrong, but that's usually what happens. You know what I mean? So in somewhere between 3 to 6 months, I'll have a great idea. Yeah, right. You don't have to overlay the broadcast. You can just do that in OBS. So you're... So I think what you're saying is put the chat on my main monitor and then OBS is just capturing the game footage kind of thing. Yeah, that is... I don't know. That'd upset me jam, though. I'm used to looking around now, even though I look very strange and odd. Yeah. But yes, absolutely. Well, I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not fully sure yet. More explanation is needed. Quirksy, good morning. If it isn't the man with the exceptional voice, well, thank you very much. I've made it myself. I just open my mouth, push air out, and try to form words, He did suggest that around 7 months ago. Well, you just broadcast the sim. Everything else on your TV doesn't go to broadcast. But that means that yeah. I mean, I could, but if there's chat, if I put a window up there, I'm always worried with this. I kid you not. This OLED, this is a C1. This thing has burn-in, something fierce. Not so much where it's going to ruin your day, but enough to notice it. And if I just put a permanent window sitting there, even a frame around it, I can probably, do a job in it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to muscle memory. Chat is here. OBS gadgets here. The mods are up there. Right. I could change it though. I usually lift my left leg and push air out. Wait, what? Dazza. Johnny Mon, good morning. Hope you're well. CVB, good day from sunny Tenerife. Good to see you, buddy. Dave Cleary is here. Legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Good to see you, buddy. Another Dave, good morning. Flying Winnebago is in the house. Jo is here. Welcome aboard. Kubi Montana. A very happy Thursday to you. Airbus Virtual Pilot. Watching this whilst wallpapering. Oh dear. Wallpapering is a serious job. A serious mission. So watch for paper cuts and bubbles. Yes. But yes. Kerbelet, good morning. Let me see. Vruden, hope all is well. And Tritz has rambled into the chat as well. Lads, great to see everyone. Great to see everyone. If he starts messing, it'll be a day of troubleshooting. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. It's going to be grand. It's going to be a day of learning and getting better. Yes, that is what we're about today. That's our jam. Right, I have to move. This is going to be hilarious. Hang on, we'll do a transition over to this screen now, lads, right? Now, I have to move everything. Oh, Jesus, that actually went better than I thought. Oh, Jesus. Now, we'll move this fella. Yes. And now, wait for it. We'll do one of these. See, wasn't that painless? Painless. But I've already bashed my arm. Right, now, let's have a look. How's our camera set up? Gibbo, don't answer that. Easy. There. We'll do something like that. Am I very... Yeah, no, I'm okay. Right, friends. So, what we have here in front of us, this is our Fenix A320. But in addition to that, I've cameras here, look. I just need to remember which one does what. I think it's this one. So from this view, what I want to show you, this is our WinCtrl Ursa minor. And then coming across, we have, that's the Boeing panel. We're not using that, even though it's powered up. I put in a USB powered hub, so we should be grand. Over here then is our FCU. Power is currently off. These are our rudder pedals on the ground. Right hand side then, this is our Airbus throttle system. So this is the Ursa minor throttle. Right, and then over to the far side of that then, which you'll probably pick up on this guy, we have our MCDU right here. So here's a throttle in which we have park and brake, spoilers, flaps, all the jazz. So where this kind of changes from our normal kind of a setup, and this is what really throws, or it just completely threw me off. This is purely relying on muscle memory, and now I have to ignore that because, well, we're flying this way. Which is, for me, very different. Very, very different. Throttles, we shouldn't need to worry about them. We kind of set them and we forget them. So it's all going to be trying to fly the thing left-handed. Right, that's the idea. How's the food creative space, otherwise known as the kitchen, going? Don't mention the war. Although the kitchen is pretty good. Oh, do you know what I need to check? Hang on. I never checked the ceiling this morning after my lovely shower in my new shower. It's not leaking, so that's a good sign. You know, for the moment at least, for the moment. Basically, Murph got promoted from FO to captain and he needs to rewire his brain. Yeah, pretty much. But yes. Where is this now? Must have cost more than 152. 8 Barley says, you know, Murph, you just don't have enough peripherals. Yeah, right, you know. I have to take the wife to an apartment. I'll be back shortly. Or an appointment. Vruden, very good. Carry on. Right. So, a couple of things before we get started. So, your configuration, getting everything set up in the aircraft with the WinCtrl stuff, they do use Sim App Pro, which is their bit of software that does it, right? What I'm looking for here now. Press some buttons. And... Now, want to grab that? Yes. Download. Thank you. And we're going to be checking out one of these guys here. So, we're going to open that. This is probably going to try and launch an Adobe because it's like, you know...
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Thank you. Nice. Very kind of you. P.S. Mirandai. Hello there. Good morning, buddy. Hope you're well. Is this going to work? I think it is. Let's see now. So, what we're going to be following along is this guy here. And this is from JD. JD does some incredible checklists. They're available over on flightsim.to. But effectively what we have, it's our full run through the aircraft setting it up. It's a checklist. Checklists are terribly important. So we have our MCDU setup, amongst other things. You see, here's Adobe saying, we need to deactivate it on one of the stupid thing. Hang on. Let me fix this. Extract all. Yes. Right. And now we'll open it with a browser. There we are. That's how we beat the system. So you come over here now. So what we're going to be looking at here is our normal kind of startup procedure and so on and so forth. So to follow this, it just means when we're setting up the aircraft, makes life a little bit easier. You see? Not sure that I've heard of these checklists. Yes, checklists. Seemingly they must have sprang up overnight, you know. Merv, quick question. What do you do to set up an RNAV approach on a 737? Course, ILS, VOR. What do you do to set up an RNAV approach in a 737? Put it into your flight, put it into your FMS, and approach mode will look after the rest of it. If it's going to be an ILS, you need to put in the ILS frequency. Make sure you put them into both sides, because then you can go for an auto land feature by having both commands pressed. Similar, if it's going to be VOR, you need to put in the VOR frequency, and you'll be changing then the navigation then to track the VOR, right? But that's pretty much how you do it. If you're on the Airbus, it's more automated. It's more automated. You know what I mean? So, being an Airbus fan, I shall be watching these steps very carefully. Yes. Nace, good morning. Hope you're well, buddy. And let me see, there's buttons all over the shop. So this is what we're going to be using to follow along, right? Now, as I said, it's an aircraft I'm somewhat comfortable with. I've been flying the Fenix for, well, freaking ages, right? So in terms of like getting ourselves set up, first and foremost, after you install it, you need to set up your views, right? In order to get your views, because if you get the right camera views, it just means your interaction with the aircraft is going to be easier. So I'm using Chase Planes, so I have all my views set up, right? And you can, these are all public profiles that I'm using now. So to give you an idea, my view controls are the exact same in any aircraft, and I don't like the way we've pressed Alt Shift or Control. Balls to that. Numpad, that'll do my views. Thanks. So this is the custom view 0. On the numpad, this is 0. If I want to look left, it's number 4. If I want to look right, it's number 6. If I want to look up onto my overhead, it's number 1. If I want to look at the lower panel, it's number 2. And if I want to look at my MCDU and radio, it's number 3. All right. They're the main views I need to be able to have a look around of what's happening. Outside of that, then, the other views I use are just fancy ones. Like this one here is kind of like the jump seat. This one here is our kind of GoPro dashboard mounted camera. This one here is out over the left wing, and this one's behind the right wing. And then we have a couple of more set up because Chase Plane is the cat's pajamas. You can put in additional views. Views are very important. Yes, you can still interact things with a mouse. If you're using the likes of Toby, you can use all sorts of tracking. I think that works. No, you've completely shagged it now, Murph. There we go. So if we go back to this view, our head can do all the work here. Or indeed, if you're using something like VR, you can interact with the aircraft that way. But it always set up your views first and foremost. Right, so from there, we're going to ramble into our EFB. Now, you want to put in some information. You want to log your Navigraph and also your sim brief into your EFB. You can do that by going up into the settings and it'll look for all your stuff. So you can put in your SimBrief username, connect it to Navigraph, and then you're pretty much good to go. There's additional stuff you can put in there. And yeah, if you're going to be using the volume control, there's various volume controls. These are all active. They work in Fenix. So you can actually say, well, okay, look, I want that to control VPilot. I want that to control, you know, interior sounds. You can do all that kind of messing around. All right. Then we have our simulator settings. These usually come as a profile. Some livery guys will give you this. So you can see, for example, you know, brake fans, if the aircraft is fitted with it, you know, SATCOM antenna, if they're fitted with it, airline modification or modifiable information. So this is more to do with airline specific stuff, what they'd have. Cabin options, if you want them on, cabin visibility on or off. When it comes to the Fenix, it'll squeeze you back a little bit of FPS. The controls, now not your calibration, this is purely from the control side. So for example, flight director and landing system synchronized. So you don't need to press a second button. And because I use the FCU, I like having all the buttons here, so I'll press them. Do you know what I mean? Duffman, good morning. Scrolling acceleration can be handy if you're going through any of the stuff rather than waiting. Keep pressing it. It'll increase the speed of when things move. Incremental thrust handling. that's something I might want to look at. Auto jetway simulation, auto door simulation. Again, these are just for you. Fuel rate, realistic, FCU readouts, legacy, new. You can change how they all go. Your radio or radar altimeter callouts, basically, 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, Jesus, right? That's what you do here. And you can have these callouts. Some airlines don't actually give you all of them, which is, why would you not want all of them? Units speaks for itself. It's going to be meters, pressure, weight, kilos, pounds, gallons, all that kind of stuff. GSX integration. You can use them there. And then we have cabin announcements. Now, with the Fenix, you can put in your own custom sounds. If you're using something like, say, Intentions, you can put in your own custom sounds. Gibbo made us some fabulous sounds. They're available to download over on twotonemurphy.com. So that's your customize your aircraft stuff. Now, on the My Flight, we have this initial page, tap to import from SimBrief. Now, I'm not going to import a flight just yet because it's going to be the wrong detail, right? Now, if you come on down here, when it comes to our MCDU, there's further options in here, and I'll show you those in a moment. But before we get started, I want to ramble over to SimBrief, and we'll just put in a flight for this morning. Let me see here now, SimBrief. This is fierce handy. So I love this website. Into SimBrief, and we'll start putting in just a new flight for this morning. So airline, we are that of Firefly Air. We are flight number 235, departing out of Dublin. We're going to ramble over to Shannon, and our aircraft is an A320. That's an A321. We got that wrong. A320. And we can go for the airframe. So it's the Fenix simulations, and we're using the IAE chartlets. That's our aircraft, all right? So we can have a look here. So it's going to be Dublin to Shannon. An alternate is Knock. I mean, sure, but that seems a little bit far down the road. We'll put in Cork as our alternate, because just in case we can't get into Shannon. It's going to be about an hour's flight. We're departing out of runway 28 right out of Dublin, arrival into 24 down into Shannon. We're going to be on the Peleg 2 Juliet departure for our SID, and it's going to be the Deegan 2 Delta arrival for our Star. The route analysed, it is accurate, so we can go ahead now and generate this flight. Altitude, let's see what it gives us. We can always go back and edit that. This kind of a hop, 18,000 feet tops. So this one here, it's after giving us 18,000. Yeah, that's okay. We'll go with 18. Cruise profile is 15, and then you just have other additional information, things like weights, balances, all that kind of stuff. So that's all there. We can go in and view our flight plan on the next page. While we're waiting for this, if I fire up my Navigraph, I can now import this directly. They all talk to each other, which is incredible. So we're going to import this flight directly from SimBrief. It's going to load up everything that we need, and we'll also have access down to our charts. Now, the approach we're looking for in Shannon, because the weather is absolutely yite, we're going to plan an ILS approach for runway 24. Now, we could do a VOR DME. So basically how a VOR DME works, it's very close to an ILS because you're going to have a lateral bearing but also distance, right? ILS gives you the full lateral and vertical and distance. So we'll go with the ILS. It depends on the category of weather as well. We know it's windy, visibility isn't great, so we'll see how we get on. I usually enable flight level change in the EFB because a Fox, ILS or non-ILS approach. Ooh, nice. Yeah, should be good. And let me see now. Arjane, is it? Good morning. Hope you're well. I hope I pronounced your name right. Other things we have over here. All our charts are now here that we need, right? And we have if it's category, basically low visibility operations. That's what we have in our charts. And of course, we have the new scratch pads, which is terribly fancy. So if we're talking with ATC, that's what we'll be doing. If we have a quick look in here at the airport, we're over on stand 318. We're planning now to depart out of 28 right. That means we're going to be pushing back out on 5, right? Yeah, I think it's 5. It's going to be out on 5 and then on link 5 over to Foxtrot Outer, and then Foxtrot will hang a right on November, and we'll probably line up there at November 2, just so we have an idea of what we're doing. Right, so that's, as I said, anyone who wants to take their flying to kind of the next level, a Navigraph subscription, it is a must-have. Access to your charts, how easy everything is, it puts it all in the one area. It integrates seamlessly with the likes of SimBrief and aircraft as well. And you might say, Jez, look, it's whatever it is, $120 a year. It is well worth it. It's well, if you're doing, a fair bit of flying. Now, there's things we can look at. So if we look at our departure, so the Peleg 2 Juliet, so our plan here, we're going to be off runway 28 right, then there's an initial turn, 308 degrees until we intercept the DW991, and we need to be at 4,000 feet, not below, so climb like a devil, and then we're heading down all the way over the Peleg itself. So that's what our departure looks like on our chart. If we look at the arrival then coming into Shannon, because we're going for runway 24, it's a straight in approach. You know, we're flying pretty much west, southwest, so it's straight in. So we're going to be picking it up at Deegan, and we're not to be below 8, flight level 80, right? And then we ramble in this way. And then if we have a look then at our ILS is going to pick us up at Deegan, then we've Derag, and then we're in. And then we'll have our ILS frequencies, also our final course, and then most important, your missed approach. That's something you need to be very aware of. The Airbus does have a fantastic automation system whereby if you do have to go missed approach, the trick of all of this is gear up, flaps 3, power. Autopilot resumes, off it goes. It will do the go around for you. If ATC give you something different, you can tune in heading mode and just follow their instruction. If we're going for a category 2 ILS, slightly different, descent path and all that is still the same, but just note there is a difference between a standard ILS and a category 2 or category 3, just to be aware of it. We don't need to focus too much on that at the moment. So that's our Navigraph set up. So from that, there's a flight plan, all the jazz. We're going to now go back over to the Phoenix, and on our start page here, don't mind that battery crack, we're going to tap to import our flight from SimBrief. So it's Dublin to Shannon, and we'll get all the information. We'll get the weather if we want. We can go across to our route page, flight level 180. It's 160 miles. Here's our full route on the EFB, and we can have a look at the departure. So weather at Dublin, winds are 250 at 12, gusting 22, right? And they're variable between 210 and 300. Visibility is 7,000. It's raining. Few clouds at 6, scattered at 10, broken at 24. It's 9 degrees Celsius with a dew point of 7 degrees, and our QNH is 993 hectopascals, and no significant change. If you don't know what that is, you know, you can go off and get a decoder for that, but that's how we read a METAR. The arrival conditions below in Shannon, winds 220, 18 knots, not as windy, good visibility, drizzle, scattered clouds at 8, broken at 44, temperature 9, dew point 8, QNH 994 with no significant change. Worst case scenario, if we need to go to Cork, Cork is absolutely nuts at the minute. 220 at 36, gusting 49 knots. Visibility is 3,500. It's raining with drizzle, broken clouds at 4, overcast at 7. It's slightly warmer, 11 degrees, and it's 9 or 9 or 7. Now, if we were to look at the TAF, it's going to be becoming more rain, and the winds are dying off a bit. So if we look at the TAF for Shannon, probability 40, so winds 18 knots, 35 knots, so 22 gusting 35, probability, there's weather moving along this way, right? Wonder why I picked knock as an alternative. Yeah. The thing knows what it's doing. So that's our weather briefing pretty much set up, and then we go into like the weight and balance, load the aircraft and all this. So before we get into, I mean, we can load it all. We can use GSX. It'll automatically integrate with GSX if you want to have, you know, all that movement around it. But what we're going to do, we're going to look at our ground services here on the next tab over. Now on the ground services, this gives us options to toggle a jetway, open doors, deploy the stairs. This has its own pushback built into it, which you can manually do your own pushback. And we have a couple of other options there for kind of static elements, including your GPU, hello there, cones, chocks, all that sort of jazz. So at the moment, I'm happy enough with that. Leave it alone. Our mass and balance is basically your weight and balance. This will pull it in from, what does that sound? This will pull it in directly from SimBrief. If you'd like, or you can go in and put in your own numbers. We'll do it manually, and then you know how to do it, because if you ever need to change it, and you even have nice buttons here, send it automatically to your MCDU, or indeed you can type it in manually as well. I would recommend doing things manually. You'll learn the flows of how it works, and then if you do need to make a change, you're already familiar then with kind of like the back end system. You know what I mean? Panel states, this is pretty much, are you cold and dark? Are you turning around with the APU, or are you turning around with a PCA? I leave mine on cold and dark, and then we have our sim settings that we had a look at earlier on. So, cockpit preparation, we can be following along with a checklist here, but I'll go through what I usually do, right? Before we start putting power in, we're going to ensure the parking brake is set. We know we have chocks there as well. The landing gear is in the down position. Flaps and spoilers are neutral or off, right? Our throttles are in the idle cutoff, or, you know, idle, right? They're off. And then when we come on up to our overhead, we need to be checking our batteries. Our left battery, 26.3, a little bit low because, well, we're running the EFB or whatnot. Right side battery is good, 27.6. And we also have external power available. So we're going to start off with our batteries. So we'll go battery 1. We'll go battery 2. And now when I fire up that APU, that starts recharging everything. Or not the APU, the external power. So there's life in our system. Now, just get some lights on because it's a little bit on the dark side. We'll start off with our emergency lights. We'll get our nav light on, and we can get our wing light on. Next up, we're going to go to our cruise supply for our power and oxygen, and we're going to set to ground control. So cruise supply and ground control. We're okay now for the moment. We do have a number of flows in which we can do a number of pre-start checks. So you're talking your APU fire test, your engine fire test. You're going to be checking basically all the systems in the back end. And the Fenix is very well modelled. There are a lot of systems with this aircraft. It's highly automated, so you don't really need to worry about them. It's usually light on, you have a problem, light off, she's grand, right? So for the sake of this, we're going to start off. So before we do any more, that's our avionics starting to warm up. We're going to test the APU fire detection system. Press and hold. Here's our audible warning. We'll do the same with our engines. Engine 1 and engine 2. So our fire detection and suppression systems have passed, because if there's a fire, we'll have our agents here in which we can deploy, and they're designed to extinguish the fire, right? Up at the very, very top, nothing to worry about. There are a couple of reading lights. There's circuit breakers up here as well. They are modelled, so you can go in and have a look to make sure that there's nothing popped. So you'd have a quick look. What else do we have here? ELT, that should be already set to armed by default. We can do that ourselves, give it a test. Press and hold. It'll come up then on our ECAS to say, emergency locating transponder. You have lights up here if you want to go with those. Over on the right hand side, we have our oxygen timer reset. We have our service. Is that service interruption or is it service interior? It's effectively, it's an override. You can turn this on or off, right? Avionics compartment light can be on or auto. Usually we leave it on auto. Then we have our hydraulics. This is the override switches for the green, the blue, or the yellow valves. What we're using, we don't need them. Battery power is going to be enough to get our doors open, but sometimes you might need them. APU auto exiting, so we can test all of this and reset. FADEC on ground power we can test, and then we have our audio switching, the jacks light if it's occupied or not, and that's pretty much it. The rest, then we have all our fuel transfer pumps. We're not going near the APU yet, so we'll leave those off, right? Then everything else, as I said, it's automated. You don't need to worry about window heat. The probes will come on automatically unless it's very cold and you need to turn them on manually. All right. Service interphone, do you reckon that's what it is? Maybe. I don't know what the consequence is in the sim when you're using it, so, you know, I wouldn't worry too much. Next up, we've got a couple of lights underneath our glare shield here, so we'll go and turn these on. And as we're looking down through our systems, we have additional lights. We have our main panel light. These are floodlights. Don't need to use those. We have our transponder. We're currently in standby. And the rest is looking okay for the moment. Right. We have oxygen systems. You would go ahead and do all a oxygen test. 2 on the left. 2 on the right. All good. And there's our MJ glove. More circuit breakers on the back panel here. And usually, you know, talking to Airbus pilots, what they do, same with the Boeing, they're just looking straight across. They'll see if something has popped out. They'll know by looking at it. You know what I mean? So they're all there. They're all in the in position. That's our jump seat. We've 2 jump seats, so we can actually have 4. That's why we have 4 oxygen systems. There's a camera system here for your security, looking at the door, right? What else do we have here? Oxygen levels. And then you've additional stuff for like fire suppression and all the jazz. But effectively, that's the aircraft now running on its ground power, which is what we want. So our next focus here, lads, yes, we can look at our systems, we can look at our MCU or FCU, but we're going to go in and have a look at our MCDU. FMS, MCDU, Airbus just give it a different name. So what we have, a couple of things. We have our configuration page. In configuration, this is where we can go into configuring the aircraft. You know, fuel, number of passengers, cargo, data link if you're using it, your controls, that's how you get all your controls binding. So if you know, the likes of calibration of your throttles, flaps, you name it, that's where it all lives. If you want failures, manual failures that you trigger or random failures, they'll just happen. Or if you want maintenance, so you can go into maintenance, checking the aircraft systems and request maintenance for whatever you need. All right, so everything for me is already set up. Data link stuff, sim brief, that's already in there, and again, you can put that through the EFB. The EFB will go through this, so that should be all fine. So what we're going to do with our menu, a couple of systems we have our FMC or FMGC, config, maintenance, and then our ATSU. We'll go into ATSU. ATSU is where we have kind of options for the AOC menu. This is effectively where we can communicate, get information, initialize our flight, get your load sheet, KPDX, all of this stuff lives there, right? So, for example, flight initialization. So we'll go ahead and grab this. We'll request it, and this is going to read it from SimBrief. It's basically pulling it in from the EFB as well. So this should do the stuff. Here we go. We are 235, departing Dublin, down to Shannon, roughly half an hour flight. Cork is our alternate. Brilliant. Other thing, we can go in here and request weather. So see this WX request? This is a weather request. So we'll click in on this, and it's going to say, well, right, well, what do you want? Ident. Let's give me Shannon here for the crack. So I'm going to put in Shannon, and it's going to say, well, what do you want? Do you want a METAR, which is current, or do you want a TAF, a terminal area forecast? Basically giving you the forecast. Well, give us the weather right now. So see the way if I click on that, it changes from yes or no, or if you want both, give me both. Go ahead and send that. Request has been sent. Click on the message, and any new messages then will pop up. So weather request has been sent. We should get it back now in a moment. You've received messages, and here's our weather data. Let's go in. So METAR for Shannon, winds 220 at 18, and then we have the forecast, the TAF, winds will be 240 at 18. There's no significant change in Shannon. And there's also a way you can print that stuff as well. You can wire up a printer to all of this over your network. It'll actually print. There's actually a printer on board the aircraft as well. That's a printer. Mad, right? Mad. Greta wouldn't be happy with you though, with all the paper being wasted. You know what I mean? Now, there's other things we can do. We can get information when it comes to ATIS information, our ATC information. Again, if we want to be going into, you can do automatic position reports. You can do pre-departure clearance, CPDLC, Hoppy, all that jazz is in there. And then you have this free text. There is a way that you can communicate through your MCDU to other aircraft in your virtual airline and so on. So there's quite a bit of stuff here. Not necessarily going to interact with your flight or impact your flight, but just make sure you've set your flight init page up, right? So we'll go back to here. We'll keep it on. We'll keep it on AOC because we'll probably get messages coming in with our load sheet and so on. Now over on the left hand side, our desired unit is our FMGC. This is what we're going to be using, and it's just telling us, well, GPS primary lost. Ah, right. So we need to come on up here, and we have ADIRS, the ADIRS. And we have 1, 2, and 3. Now what we're looking for here is sometimes you can turn these on, they'll tell you they're on the battery, or they'll tell you there's a fault in the system, or in this case the ADIRS are reading a fault because they haven't yet synchronized, right? And it'll take a few moments, and you can see now that these are running off battery. All the warnings are now off. They're now gone off to get our position. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to come down, and now we need to start putting in some information here. So I'm going to clear this. We're going to go to the init page. Now, again, we can type all this in manually if we wish, or we have this init request. This is where Airbus really takes over with the automation, right? So we're going to request that. It'll take a few moments, and here's our details now. So company route, it's not a known company route, but we are going from Dublin to Shannon. We will put in our flight number, which is going to be Firefly 235. That goes in there. Our cost index was available over on our sim brief plan, and it's going to be 15. That's our cruise profile. And our cruise altitude for today, cruise flight level, it's going to be 180. And it'll do the rest. Alright, now we also have this IRS init page. That's something we want to grab, so we'll press the initialization page, and it's going to ask us, hey, where do you want us to align on? It can align on your current reference based on the gate that you're at, or the current GPS position, or you can see where your lat long is. So you can pick any of these. So I'm going to align it on reference. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So that's going to start aligning. If we need to wait, you can see that your IRSs will align in 7 minutes. So it takes a few minutes to do this. We can skip ahead. We can turn these, align it instantly if you wish. To do so, you have to go into your maintenance tab, right? So if we go into maintenance, if we go into failures, and this is telling us what's there, right? I think I just clear these, if memory serves me. Is it? Yeah. So if I clear each of these failures, even though they're not failures, this is just Fenix way of doing it. You can see now IRS in alignment, and we're going to see our map appear now. So we're now aligned. So it's a way of kind of skipping ahead if you don't want to wait for the 7 minutes. The 7 minutes is handy because it means you're going back through all your systems, you're getting the aircraft set up, all that kind of jazz, right? Brilliant. We continue on. So we'll stay with our MCDU. So we'll return one page here. The wind information, this is basically the weather. We can request all of this, and this will help when it comes to your step climb, but also your performance, right? So we can see what's happening at all the different flight levels, at 10,000, 18,000, so on and so forth. All right, so we're happy enough with that. We can have a look at the next phase. This is going to be during our cruise, especially when we get down to Peleg. We can look at the next phase when we're planning our descent, and then we have an idea what way the wind is going. But it's important that you add that in, right? You want to add that in. So that is grand for the wind information. We can move across here using the arrow key, and this is where we're going to see all things like our fuel, how much reserve fuel we have on board, what's going to be our zero fuel weight, our block fuel, all that kind of jazz. Before we go to this, well, we want to come back to our tablet because we want to load the aircraft using the mass and balance screen. Now we can see what's planned and we can see what's loaded. Now we can do this directly ourselves. We can automate it, load it from the load sheet, which is coming in from SimBrief. We can load the aircraft, and then once it's loaded, we can send it to the MCDU. Or you have an edit pen, right? We can edit all of this ourselves if you want. I'm happy enough with that. 115 passengers, that makes sense. Block fuel is going to be 4 tons. Baggage is 1,700. Yeah, we're going to load the aircraft. So it's going to say, well, right, do you want GSX to do it? Do you want it real time for loading? Fast or instant? For this, we're going to go instant. But if you go real time and you're using GSX, passengers aboard, and you'll see all the jazz there, right? So we're going to load that. It's now telling me the aircraft is loaded. You saw the aircraft hunker down. We can see our center of gravity, and we have our zero fuel, our maximum zero fuel. All the information is there. We'll dismiss this, and we're going to send it now over to the MCDU. This data should now live in our MCDU, and you can see it has populated it all here. Look. Brilliant. So if we move across, let's just double check. So init is good and our fuel is good. That's our initialization set. Next up, we're going to go to our flight plan, and this is where we're going to be putting in our departure and our arrival, our instrument departure and instrument arrival. So it will give you the full flight plan, but it won't include your SID or your star. Same at Boeing, you have to put those in manually. On Boeing, it's the departure arrival screen. On, you know, Embraer, it's like, what's the name of that? It's like flight something or ATC com. There's something like that, right? So we're going to go in and we're going to click on Dublin up here in the top left hand side, And we have a couple of options here. You can see where we can put in fixes, we can put in waypoints, we can enable this as an alternate if we wanted, or we have on the top left departure, right? So we're going to go in and have a look at that departure, because this is what we want to set up. Now, we already know from our ATC plan using SimBrief, we're going to be departing out of runway 28 right today. So we'll go down and find 28 right, and we'll grab that. And then we'll need to find our departure SID. So our SID is going to be on the Peleg 2 Juliet. So we'll scroll down until we find it. You need to be careful because Dublin's funny, it has Peleg and Pessid, right? Ours is the Peleg, so Peleg 2 Juliet. Peleg 2 Juliet. We can OK that. And once we have it in, we're going to insert our temporary insert. And now that goes in to our MCDU. We're now going to scroll down the page, make sure everything's where it needs to be, and then we'll get a discontinuity because it's only bringing us to our last waypoint. It hasn't loaded in our approach, so we need to put in our arrival. So we're going to click on Shannon, and from here we're going to go in and hit our arrival, and the arrival is now up on the top right hand side. Alright, arrival. So we're planning to arrive in Shannon on runway 24. It is going to be the ILS, right? And our star is the Deegan 2 Delta. There's Deegan 2 Delta. Now, there's also a transition here if you want. We can do the transition for the Shannon VOR. We don't need that today, but just be aware, this is where you would put in additional transitions. Transitions happen a lot more in the US.
Hello there.
Do you know? Hey, Strappus here, good to see you. Cracker's here. Bellbro, good to see you. Welcome in, lads. Is there any way to activate the KPDX screens to work by default with the TTM liveries? I need to look into it. I need to look into it, Dougal. But yes is the answer. Short answer, yes. You know. Right, so again, we're going to insert our temporary insert. And now if we look down through, what we're looking for here now is any other kind of discontinuity. You would get a discontinuity in your flight plan if it's non-standard, if there's things that you need to do, right? Now, also, if you look down through this, you'll notice that we have a change of colour, right? But the change of colour, because it's an Airbus, this is loading in the missed approach. It automatically loads it in. Because if you look, what we have here, you have the waypoint identifier, the time in which it'll take you to get there, what its bearing is, your expected speed and altitude, or indeed they could be restricted. But if you look down here then, you can see your altitude is now going from 3,000 down to 60 feet, but then it goes back up to 4,000 feet. So that's letting you know this is now the missed approach. And this is going to be automatic. As I said, you configure the aircraft right, away you go. All right. So that's our flight plan put in. You can see things like T/C, that means top of climb. That means you've reached the end of your climb. And then you have top of descent. That means that's the last area you're going to maintain the altitude before you descend. Top of climb, top of descent. All right. Then we have our alternate up there. So we have our where is it now? We have our missed approach, and then we have Curram, because that's going to lead us onto Cork if we need to. Again, it's using just a lot of automation here, so you don't need to worry too much when it comes to the aircraft. So with that said, what we can do next, we're going to go to our performance page. Now, there's information once again missing here, so we'll go back over to our trusty EFB, and from here we're going to go to the top menu and we're going to go to our takeoff performance. So we're going to have a look. We're currently at Dublin. We're planning runway 28 right. Runway surface, it ain't dry, it's wet. Aircraft configuration, will sync this to our load sheet. We can sync it now because we told the aircraft load instantly. If you load it in real time, you have to wait, because if you sync it now, they're still loading. So just be aware of that. So we're going to sync the load sheet. Flap configuration optimal. I'm going to go with 1F. Force toga, no, we won't have anti-ice on. Packs will be on. Takeoff weight and all that jazz is there, right? So we leave that there. Our takeoff weight percentage 32.1. The weather conditions 250 at 12, temperature 9. Let's just sync that. Make sure there's no changes. 240 at 10, and then we're going to calculate. So we have our runway identifier. It is 28 right, the length, the width, the coordinates, and the elevation, and we're going to calculate now our takeoff performance. When we hit calculate, we have our information populated on the right hand side. V1, VR, V2, Transition level or transition altitude, that'll change. So be aware of that. Flaps, it's going to be 1 down, 0.8. Takeoff shift, leave it alone. And everything else is grand. Again, we have a button to send it directly to our MCDU, or we put it in manually. It's up to us, right? So I'm going to send this data over to our MCDU. We have a green light, and we've now populated all our stuff. Excellent. So with that, Dublin, we usually get an initial stop climb of 9,000. That goes into our FCU up here. When it comes to our speed, heading, all that's going to be automated on this aircraft for the moment. On our main displays, I do want to turn on constraints. We'll bring our range out just a small bit. If we wanted to have a look at our entire flight plan, what I can do, if I go to my flight plan page, and if I just scroll now using all the arrows, you can actually get a full overview of your flight, where you're going. Very handy if you want to zoom it out so you can actually see the route a little bit better. It just means that you're able to follow along your route, making sure that you are going the right way. You know what I mean? And you can add additional notes to any of these waypoints. You can put in different procedures. You can plan for a hold. You can do a lot of stuff in there. So that's what you can get when you go to the plan page. The arc is what I usually go with, or we can go nav if we want to be following other ways. If we want to go on the VOR, it's going to be VOR, or if we just want to look at the ILS, it'll be ILS. These are just different ways in which we can change, and they're just using this switch up here. I tend to leave it on arc. We can see everything we need. If I do need to pop up additional stuff when it comes to landing, we go ahead and hit our landing system. That'll give us our diamonds here for synchronizing with our localizer and also with our glide slope. That's where they live. All right. What's the meaning of V1, VR, and V2? So these are your vertical speeds, your velocity speeds, meaning V1, usually that's at the point where you're taking off regardless. You cannot now stop the aircraft. VR is your rotation speed, and then V2 would be gear up and positive climb, within reason. If you fly something like a Cessna, they tend to be fairly, depending on your weight and balance, it's not as drastic as you get in an airliner. An airliner, they will change depending on the runway, the weather, the weight of the aircraft, and also your power settings. Some aircraft, the airliners will want pilots to derate the power, don't give it the full beans. Some airports will have noise abatement procedures whereby you can't use maximum power. You go into flex mode, or you go into temperature mode, or you just derate it. So there's things there for that. We're in Dublin, we don't really mind here, so we'll horse it along. We'll sync our Q&H. Now this is in old money, so if we want to change this over to hectopascals, we have a switch to do it. You find it up here. Inches of mercury or hectopascals. 903 is what we're after, right? So that's all set up. So from this stage, we'll have a quick look now to make sure everything's going grand. We have our flight plan, we have our performance, and our initialization is all done. We can now go in and have a look at our fuel just to make sure we're grand. So we can see our reserve, our alternate times, our final reserve, zero fuel weight, fuel on board, and we can kind of get an idea, but what's our fuel going to be at this particular waypoint. It just makes it easier for planning your fuel, right? Data that we have here: position, IRS, GPS. So if we want to monitor positions, this is where it's going to say, well, this is where you're currently at. This is what your FMG is saying, your idea or your ADIRs are saying, and then you can select what nav aids you want to use. Well, there's a VOR. I don't think the VOR and BAL in the real world is working, but you get the idea, all right? If we go down here to radio nav page, this is where we can tune in manually VOR, ILS frequencies, DME, right? You can stick in ADF. You can fly this thing by ADF if you want. This is all going to be heavily automated. So for example, if I wanted to double check what is the ILS landing frequency for runway 24 in Shannon, it is 110.905 and the course is 237. The course here is different. So it is 110, so it's not actually in. These haven't dialed in yet. I can do that myself. The Airbus will do it for me. I can put it in. The LS frequency, so if we go LS mode, and we can put in VOR frequency. We can change all this, but it's showing Dublin because we're at Dublin, right? but it'll update as we move on. If it doesn't, it's in your RadNav page. That's where we find it. All right. Fuel prediction. We had a look at that. What else do we have here? Airport information. All the different waypoints that you have. All right. So we're going to keep it on flight plan. I'm happy enough there. Next we have our systems. So these buttons here, these are going to show us all the different systems inside the aircraft, right? So for example, it's currently looking at our doors, right? We can go to the engine page. When we know the engine, they're off, right? We haven't turned those on yet. The bleed systems, we haven't turned on the APU yet, so there's no bleed air, and we don't have a bleed air unit sitting running. Pressurization, there's no pressure in the cabin at the moment. Our doors are open. Our electrical system, we have information here. Battery 1 and battery 2. DC, we're on ground power at the moment. And we can see here the gens are currently off, but we're getting 115 volts from our external power. We'll check back in on the electrical page shortly. When it comes to hydraulics, we have 3 lines of hydraulics in this in the A320. Most Airbus have this, a green, a blue and a yellow. Some of them have purple. All right. Fuel, we want to verify FOB, fuel on board. We do have 4 tons, slightly over. Always round it up if you can, if you're refueling. And we can see, well, what's using our fuel. So in our outer tanks, we have 540 each. In our wing tanks, we have 1,500 each. And in our center tanks, we've nothing. That's okay. Usually that's okay configuration. Weight and balance of the aircraft, people and cargo are in the middle, so they tend to keep the fuel on the out. If it's a longer flight, they'll fuel up everywhere. All right. APU information, we know the APU is currently off, but we will be starting that one up shortly. Condition, that's your air conditioning. That is the environmental settings, both in the cockpit, forward and aft cabin, in which we have a set point and we can go in and change temperatures and all the jazz. That is done up here. And it's ran from your PAC system, which is taking it from the bleed air system, be it from the engine or the APU. That's what powers the air conditioning in an aircraft. So if you ever notice you're sitting on the ground and you're roasted, there's no aircon, unless they're plugged into, you know, pneumatic air, you're not going to get it. So once the APU comes on, they turn on the APU bleed, the bleed air system is working. That's where you can turn on and off the fans overhead, right? That's what they do with that. You'll also notice when you're in a plane, you know, and they're starting up the engines and you're roasting, and next thing the fans turn off and you're like, oh yeah, bah. But there's a reason for it. The bleed air system slows down or shuts down because it diverts its power to starting the engines. The engines that we have in this, these are the IAE engines, right? These lovely fellas here, they're just windmilling. They're not actually running. It's just the wind hitting them, right? And you hear the usually the fins, they're designed to be a little bit loose. You hear them there in the background. These are so powerful that a traditional starter motor, no, it needs an additional engine to start this engine, and that's your auxiliary power unit. So you need a friggin' jet engine in order to start another jet engine. Mad, isn't it? Now it can be overridden on the ground, but you know, so that's what that is. What else do we need to do here? So that was our condition. Then we have our doors. We were looking at that already. We can see our main cabin door is open. Wheels, so the wheel is going to give you an indication of, well, what's the steering angle, what's the tire pressure and temperature, and if there's any warnings there in relation to auto brake, or if your brakes are hot. This aircraft is fitted with an auxiliary brake fan, so they're basically big, huge motors. I'll show you now. They're big fans fitted to the wheel itself. See these guys here? Now, not all aircraft have these. This one is fitted with them. So if I were to say, Bijani then, let's turn them on. Hear that sound? So what that is, that's those brake fans giving it absolute socks now. And they're spinning. And it's basically, it's a giant air fan which is cooling down the discs. That's what it's doing, right? So we turn that off. It's off. So they're the brakes, and that's where you'll see your temperature. Next up then we have our flight controls. This is when we'll have all our hydraulics running. We're going to, yeah, don't turn them on the gate, they don't like that. This is where we're going to be testing all our control surfaces. Our ailerons, elevator, rudder, and our spoilers as well. So if there's any issues, you're going to detect it here. Then we have any our engine, basically your next available. You can clear any faults, STS check, status is normal, STS, recall any faults and then clear them. Then we have takeoff configuration, which we'll get into in a moment. Right, so we're now going to plan to put ourselves onto APU power. We're going to turn on our fuel pumps.
Who's in charge?
All right.
You haven't a clue what you're doing.
And from over here, we'll go back to our ground options, and we'll keep an eye on things here. So we want to fire up the APU. So to fire up the APU, we go ahead and turn on the master switch. Usually wait 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah, you're just waiting for the system to align itself, do what it needs to do, open the little flap, and then you would fire up the motor. You would hit the starter for the APU master switch, and that'll come on. Then she'll fire up, right? So we'll hit the starter button. Now we can monitor this from our APU screen. So if we click on, see the flap is open, APU generator, we can see now that the rotation percentage is increasing, the temperature is increasing, and if we listen behind, you'll hear that APU unit fire up now, making all sorts of cool noise. Hey, Eddie's here, good to see you. No sign of the mailman today. There's a great sound set on this airplane. Okay, so back inside the aircraft, we'll have a look. It's now telling us the APU, it's now available. It's available for us to take power from it. Now, bearing in mind, the APU is using your fuel, right? So just be aware of that. If we go to our electrical system, we can now see the APU generator is running, but it hasn't been connected. We don't have a green bar telling us it's now connected to our system. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn on the APU bleed system. And once we disengage our external power, it means that the APU will take over. So I'll disconnect our external power. And if we come back down here, we can now see it's the APU generator that's providing electricity into our buses, both DC, direct current, and AC alternating current, right? This is the Fenix, yeah. Mark Swan, good to see you. The Fenix aircraft is hands down the best experience you will get in an A320 in Microsoft Flight Sim. Period. End of story. It is the best one. There's so much going on. It looks the best. It sounds the best. It's brilliant. If you if you want an Airbus, this is the one for an A320. The default ones that come with the sim, Anybuilds did them. They are very, very good as well. But this one is just at the higher level. It just is, right? So we can see our APU generator is running. This percentage that we're getting here is just letting us know the draw. We'll come back over here now. External units, we're going to tell them, hey, disconnect the GPU, the ground power unit, get it away from the aircraft. Ground crew will now come along, disconnect and walk away. I don't know how well it's simulated on this, but if you didn't turn off your external power and they pulled the cable, you could probably pop a circuit breaker, perhaps, right? But anyway, so now that we have that done and we're monitoring our systems here, we'll come back to this page because what we'll have on our AOC menu, right? We need to ATSU, AOC. We probably have received a load sheet. Here it is. So here's a load sheet. Again, this is something from Fenix. So we got a load sheet. It says compliance is in order with Firefly 235. Our zero fuel weight, our takeoff weight, and our total passengers 115 plus 6. 6. That's the crew. It's the pilot, the co-pilot, and then the rest is going to be your engineers. I heard me door close. 1 second now. I have you. All right. I'm okay, yeah. All right. Technical. Very good, very good. Jesus, my dad intercepted the mailman. Brilliant. I need to open this. What did we get from the gadgets today, friends? Don't cut your fingers, Murphy. Hang on now. you know. Ah. So, we got ourselves a trackball mouse. It's a Logitech MX Ergo S. Ooh. Right? Now, I don't know, is this going to be any good for flight simming? Cyrus, you got the same one, did you? Brilliant. Yeah, it's a wireless one, Malky. Yeah. Jeez, the size of this. Jeez, it's a big hunk of stuff, isn't it? Oh, yes. Look at the size of that mouse. So it uses this trackball on the side, you know. And we can angle it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus, then. I'll play with that later on, don't you worry. It comes with a little receiver, but I imagine it's Bluetooth. It is Bluetooth, right. Put you over there. And then I got myself some cables. Just cables. Right, brilliant. Put that knife away before we hurt someone. That's what all the OAPs use these days. I got it for the Mac because the Magic Mouse is a pain in the hoop. And I was thinking, Jesus, I can have this mouse literally anywhere because my thumb does all the movements, you see. So instead of having to do this maneuver, you're now doing this maneuver. Right? Genius. We're not troubleshooting all as well. Right, I'm going to hit my arm. So our load sheet, we're going to accept this. Thank you. And no new messages, that's all grand. So, next up, we need to plan for a push and a start. Alright, now we're not dealing with ATC here in Dublin at the moment. We're going to activate the beacon light, and by doing so, because we're connected to GSX, this should now start saying, well, what do you want, Murph? Right, interrupt, it's thinking about life here. There goes the jetway, the door is going to go away. The jetway is gone and our door is going to close. We heard the door close.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Well done, Fiona. Now we can also see information. Look, chocks are on. Oh, Jesus. I better remove the chocks. Ensure our parking brake is set, which it is. And we'll come back in here. It says here chocks are gone, so... our chocks are gone. So these guys will connect to us.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
So she's down below, I'd imagine. There she is. So she's out the way, and then our pushback tug will drive forward. Here he is, and he'll connect to our nose wheel. Good woman yourself, Fiona. Right, she's doing her stuff, right? That's what I was waiting on, Rob. Yeah, that's what I was waiting on. More information on the load sheet. There is, but like it's you know,
locking gear.
Fuel, all the like it's grand. Like the main thing I was looking for is their zero fuel weight and their takeoff weight, because that's going to tell me passengers and fuel is loaded. You know what I mean? But yeah, there is more there. Well spotted, Malky. Right, what do we do now? They haven't asked me which direction we're going to push. Now our TCAS is in standby mode. We'll make up a make-you-uppy one. Let's go 6461 and we'll stick it onto auto. We're going to go Terrain mode. Now this, because I have a GSX profile, it's going to give me tug release points. Let me think. Facing west. We're currently facing almost north, so we're going to say, yeah, face me west, tug release point November.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, so we're going to come off the parking brake. Brakes off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Started wheel.
Ground crew has now said, yes, you can now start your engines. So quick checking everything here to make sure, right, it's automatic. We don't need to worry about turning off packs or any of that jazz, right? So I'm going to come down here to the engine page, have a look, and I have the controls here on the WinCtrl gear, which is deadly. So our ignition switch goes to ignition, and we're going to fire up the engine number 2. Your sim brief is not working in GSX, Murph. Is that what came up on the screen? We'll need to check on that. So we can see here, N2 is rising 20%. It's automatic. It's using FADEX, so it knows when to bring in the fuel, and this will all horse in. So that engine will fire up.
Gentlemen, if you've just joined us, a very warm welcome on board this Fireflyer flight.
There's him up for talking. We can turn him up. We can listen to him in here if we want, because we have volume. Look, cabin and PA.
Or feeling very smug with yourself, well done. But they must be placed into an overhead locker. If you're seated on an emergency exit row, you lucky. All of your items must be placed in an overhead locker, as the floor around you and your seat must be kept completely clear.
There's Tarnish behind us. So there's a push. They're looking after all of this. So tug release point November. So the SOP changed for Airbus. They want starting engine number 1 now. Is that per airline or is that per aircraft?
Hello there.
It's an Airbus SOP. Interesting. That's mad, isn't it? Super Cuber, good to see you. Thank you for the follow. I wonder why they changed it. So
Down the
they're...
seatbelt, lift up the buckle cover. Folks, if you don't like the jokes or the service today, there are 8 ways out of the aircraft.
Brilliant.
All emergency.
Pitch now. So that was Airbus themselves that turned around and said, no, we now want you to start on the left-hand side. That's interesting because depending on the aircraft, some hydraulics or air conditioning units are usually powered by a particular engine. So they've obviously changed the logic here in which, well, they can do both, right? We also have this button for our cockpit video. We have a little panel behind us. How do you turn that on?
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Hang on, let's fire up number 1. We can actually turn on that camera, I thought. Cockpit door will lock. Video. Does that not work? Am I raving or does that work? I thought that used to work. Anyone? No? I thought that used to work. Yeah, we have our own say. It never worked? Okay. What aircraft does that work in?
Hold very tightly around your waist. Each jacket is equipped with a water-activated light. How the hell does that work? If you figure it out, let me know. You inflate the jacket by pulling down sharply on the red tag. Or for those who love to make life difficult, and you're inflate using the red tube near your shoulder. Jackets must not be inflated in the cabin. And if by chance yours does not inflate, well, grab your neighbour and hold on for dear life.
Right.
For those of you travelling with your children, why? The location and use of a life vest for your child that shows the most potential is located in the safe...
Those sound packs are available over on our website if you want to grab them. Right, GSX, yes, we have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Okay, good engine start. Ignition system goes to off. We'll let the crew start disconnecting. We are on the brakes. Now, a couple of more things we want to set up now with the aircraft. So we have some warnings here in our ECAS. So it says nose wheel steering disagree. So it's disconnected. That's because they have the friggin' bypass pin, right? So when we drop back down, they'll remove that, then we're good to go. So we can do nothing there for the minute.
Unlocking gear.
Unlocking the gear, and we'll have all this. Now at this stage, we can go with flaps. So we'll go 1F. Lovely hurdling. There goes Fiona and...
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Full logo lights on at this stage.
Clear. Right is clear.
Make sure they're all done. We're going to bring down the APU. So we're going to say APU bleed and master switch off. We're looking good here. Anti-eyes, it's all automatic. Strobes goes to auto. Runway turn-off lights we can put on. Taxi lights will be coming up soon. Fiona's giving us a wave saying, good luck to you. Good luck to you now. Take it fierce, Andy. And that is our pushback. Notification coming in here from the cabin. Hello?
I think the cabin is secure for takeoff. Should the lever go up or go down on the doors?
He'd be grand. Right, what else? Flaps are set. Double check our spoilers. They're okay. And before we move here, I want to do a quick flight control test. So we'll go flight controls. And this is going to mimic what we're looking at. So we're going to go aileron left, aileron right. We're going to go elevator all the way up, all the way down, centered. We're going to go rudder right, rudder left. Rudder's not moving. Do. Rudder's not working. Menu, configuration, controls, thrust, side stick and rudder. Go back one. Hardware, pitch, side stick null zone, rudder null zone. So it is picking it up here. Why aren't you transferring? Flaps calibrated are fine. Okay, why don't we have rudder connected? No. Okay, there's a setting we're missing. Scrolling. Oh, Jesus. How do we do this now? Flight mode, A-cars, printer. So the tiller is working, it's just not moving the friggin' yokes here. Okay. Anyone come across this? Default tug connected? Negative. Fruden, welcome back. That's interesting now we don't have this. This is a problem. I've no warnings here. What makes it strange is the sim is detecting our rudder. Okay. It is the rudder axis, right? That's friggin' strange. Are we a lock? There we go. Okay, so there's a lock for the pedals. There's something I didn't know. Look at that. If you click on where it says pedals, that disconnects your rudder pedals. Jesus. Right, I obviously pressed the button. Rudder, full right, full left. Spoilers. Spoilers are good. Now, all the while that I'm doing this, lads, there's little motors in the WinCtrl hardware. We have it on a throttle, we have it on our side stick. So when you move the likes of flaps, when you move your speed brakes, right, you're actually getting that vibration coming through on the flight controls. It is very, very good. And I know people are saying, you know, are they plastic? They are, but they feel great. They do feel great, you know. Right, we continue. Taxi light on. Now let's just do a quick check to make sure. So we have our auto brake settings, set that to maximum. That's effectively your rejected takeoff. Signs are on, cabin is ready, spoilers need to be armed. Lift that flap up. And now it's asking us to do a flight configuration test. Normal. Predicted wind shear is off. This is our weather system. We'll go system 1 auto. And we can see it populating in here. We're good to go. So we're going to come off our trim. Pitch trim needs to be set. Malky, I don't know where I'd be without you. One down, 8. Shouldn't that come in? Shouldn't that have come in itself? No? $32.1. Where's the trim? Huh. Interesting. Captain McCoy is here. Good to see you. Your trim is wrong, probably in the ground upside down. Yeah. That's fairly strange. So it was one down 0.8. There we go. That's strange, isn't it? I thought the trim is auto. Should be auto, yeah. Should be auto. Right, park and brake off. Small bit of power. And we'll start moving. Takeoff trim is set manually. Ah, okay. Okay, testing our brakes. Brakes are working. There's Tarnish behind us. Tarnish, have you not got Dublin scenery, no? This is where the crack is going to get real because, you know, this airplane display is extreme landing, I'm telling you. It's deadly. So we'll taxi here. We're going to do a second ride onto the outers and we'll head around down the road. Avro Vulcan, great name. Thank you for the follow. Okie dokie. Only for 2020. Ah. Left is clear. And we'll ramble over here onto Foxtrot Outer. Alright. Alright, watching our speed as we move around here. I hope these arrival wins are not crosswinds. Good luck. Yeah, 100%. We'd be grand, Dougal. You know, just think of me. Hey, Bad is here. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. Alright. In terms of the aircraft system setup, we're looking fine. Everything indeed is fine, right? Let's go this. Let's get terrain up on the right hand side as well. It's the challenge I have is now flying this gadget on left hand side. And that's where I struggle. I absolutely struggle. So that's what today's flight is about. Get me used to it. Now I can go full automatic here. We can give the thing an auto land, but I want to be able to fly this myself, practicing for tonight's flight. So it's a short hop down to Shannon. Once we land, we'll then start briefing for our VATSIM flight this evening. All right. So far so good. I need to like put red stickers, do not touch, right, on some of me controls. Isn't it a beautiful machine? The Fenix is just one of the better looking machines. You'd like a lefty stick with a right side throttle. Yeah, like that's what I've set up here, and this is so different for me. You know what I mean? Nuna, have a great day, buddy. Like, it's so different for me. I'm not used to this at all, and that's what catches me out. Now, the good thing is, there's a lot of auto trim with Airbus. In the Boeing, you'll hear the friggin' trim wheel constantly. Airbus, you don't have that. Because it's using this fly-by-wire. Same with an F-16, right? It'll all... that's where you want to go. I'll keep you there. So it's automatic. But if you're not used to it, it can be a little bit off-putting. Off-putting? Off-putting. Right, hang a right here onto November. Bat, I'm doing very well, buddy. It's great to see you, man. Will we see you at Expo? I hope so. Alright. Lower the lights. What airline? Firefly Air. Flying you to places you didn't want to go. Right. That's what we do here, you know. Jesus, did the captain even say hello yet? No?
Good day, passengers. This is your captain speaking. Captain Mallet Head is my name. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on board this Fireflyer flight today. If I can figure out the controls, because I have only previously done a few hours in a Cessna over awfully before this. We will be cruising at an altitude of between 500 and 40,000 feet at an airspeed close to stall speed. I really like those constant warning beepings up here, as they do help me sleep. It was a heavy night last night, so catching up on some seas would be nice. I would very much appreciate it if you could all keep it down back there. The weather looks dodgy where we are going, so I'm not even expecting us to land, but if we do, we will be absolutely behind schedule. I forgot to charge my Apple Watch, so that's to blame. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the city. I will pull a few hard banks so you can get a great look without the wing being in the way. The cabin crew are overworked and underpaid, so only if they feel like it will come around to offer you a light snack and beverage. But there's no gin left, so just a heads up on that. In-flight entertainment will follow shortly after that, as I have my keyboard with me for a few sing-songs. Also, none of the toilets are operational. I think the first officer has destroyed them all, so I ask you to hold it in. I will be the one running through the cabin shortly, with the wig on giving high fives, so you can easily spot me. I'll have the tip jar out if you really want to reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy this takeoff, where I think I am Maverick, and we'll see what this puppy can do.
Brilliant. Right, engine ignition. Keep it on back up. Approaching 28 right. We shall line her up. I pressed the wrong feckin' gadget. Oh wait, now has that completely shagged? No, it hasn't. Don't hit. Oh no! I need to put like... Stop pressing buttons, Murph. You'll be alright. Jesus. Piaggio comes out today. It does. The A340 comes out today as well. Alrighty then. Let's hold position. All our lights are on. Right. We'll start the clock. So, ignition, landing light, auto brake, flaps, transponder, all our lights doing what they need to do. Right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to fly. Are we ready? Left-handed we go. Power coming in. Engine stable. Toga! Airspeed alive. Keep it on the center line. 80 knots. Bit of right rudder. V1. Rotate. Oopsie daisy. Pause, ready to climb. Gear up. Let's follow this flight plan over to the right hand side. Flaps. Flaps in. Alright, flaps are in. VREF should be 177. Auto throttle. Horse it in there now, Jemima. Wished. Wished. Right. Look at that, my flaps are broken. What happened there, lads? Flaps are completely broken. How did that happen, we ask? So we went from, like, you know, absolutely grand to the flaps being completely shagged. So if I go to Ursa minor throttle, search by input, flaps. Why are they coming up as nothing? Stupid things. Let me see, flaps.
Jesus.
Let's invert these, because that's a problem. Go back. Now they're working. Stupid thing. Right, get that speed up. Jesus, that could have been absolute friggin' carnage, couldn't it? Right, managed.
Don't let me drink. I have 10. I've been drinking like a man in Egypt.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time.
Every time.
Direct. Insert. Q&H, let's go standard. Weather radar, we're flying into all sorts of BJs here, look. Spoilers off. Landing lights are still on. Seatbelts can stay on. Speed 220, we got up to 250 now. That was weird. Flaps broken. Yeah, they kind of just did a thing there. That was strange, wasn't it? So 9,000 was our initial. We'll put in our final cruise, flight level 180.
Whenever the captain has the fastest seatbelt sign overhead.
Alright. Now if we go to managed, so this is where I get cut out, right? So if I go managed, this is going to follow the speeds in here. Am I right? No, why is that now, look? Or if I to press a button for managed speed. Yes, press in the button for managed speed. That's what you meant. Gotcha. Throttle not in CI. Right, so he's in CI now and we've gone managed speed. Right. Captain Sickbag is here. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. Alright, climbing nicely. We'll clear this weather in a bit. Peleg, it's down the road. We'll see what happens.
It's not the plane, it's the pilot.
Memphis Stone, that's a great way of saying it. Push it in. Aircraft's in control. Pull it out. You're in control. As you said to the bishop. Riot. We'll be breaking out of these clouds here shortly. Coming up on 10,000 feet. Go ahead and get these lights off. They're on auto. It stays in managed until touchdown. Ah, okay. We'll keep it in managed, so that'll do her. Your flight director is disabled. Oh, Jesus, so it was. Thank you. Hey, Atoa, good to see you. Where'd you get the captain's announcement? You'll pick it up over on the website, twotonemurphy.com. So unless instructed, stay managed. Alright, gotcha. So an ATC will tell us maintain this speed, then we control it ourselves. Otherwise, keep it managed. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Knock it out of VS mode as well, says Pieman Jim. Master caution, anti-ice. We'll turn them on. I think that's a bug with the aircraft. It's telling me the ignition is still on. It's not on. Starting to break out through the clouds here. Alright. Yeah, well, it's not. You see, we have it in normal, but I think it's a bug with the aircraft. Because it says ignition is on. But it's not. Do you know? Think it's an IAS thing? Okay. Ryan Chan, welcome in. Okay. Jesus, look at the views. If he's having problems already, can't wait to see the landing. I agree, Gibbo. I agree. Right. So we're heading to Peleg. Ah, brilliant. Isn't it only brilliant, lads? As we fly here over Ireland, and it's all terribly nice, isn't it? much indeed for 8 months. Cheers, buddy. Kieran Niall, have a great day, man. We'll see you this evening. Captain Kenobi in the house. Welcome aboard. Begob then. So Peleg, we're looking good. Then we need to start descending. If we have a little look at our destination data. So let's do this. Let me see. Cruise, destination. Right, so the Q&H below at... Oh, jeez, my arm. The Q&H below at Shannon. Let's have a now look here. Zveja. Q&H 993. Speed error at Dirag, that's okay. Temperature on the ground is 10 degrees. And then for the ILS, 200. Oh wait, balls, isn't it? Barrow. There we go. Flaps configuration, flaps 3. We'll go full flaps. And that's looking good here. So 180, 180 till we get to top of drop. Then Diagon is going to be down. So if I do this right, do I now set me altitude to me final drop? So if I change my altitude net, I enter 20. Did I? But man yourself. The barrow should be 215. Decision altitude or decision height? We're going decision height. So it's 215 decision altitude or 200 decision height. Malky. It's either or. In terms then of altitude, right? I'm trying to think now with the old Airbus. Do I just horse in our lowest altitude for this and it does the rest? You know? Bold is barrow. Yeah. What did I put in? Oh, Jesus! Right, it's done now. Well done, lads. Well done. You passed the test, look. Barrow 215. That'll do, that'll do. Now, as I said, in terms of our altitudes, at what stage then do I put in me final? 3000. Set lower altitude, press forward to start descent at top of drop. It says Fornax. But it should stick to those constraints, shouldn't it? I mean, it should do. Let's go in here and just double check our old frequency. So, ILS frequency 110905, course 234. 110905, 237. So why is it giving me a slightly different course based off the charts? Should be 237. That's interesting, isn't it? .3-degree slope. Oh wait, balls, I didn't do that. Air-Rack updated in the Phoenix. Yeah. There's no slope there, but sure, we'll worry about that now in a minute. Right, so we'll put in 3000. And then once we get our top of drop, which is this guy, we'll push him in. And then our speeds start dropping and all the jazz, right? Have I considered giving up yet? No! Wait till you see I try and land this, right? The A320 from Airsoft about to release. What was the price after, lads? Did anyone get a price on that? I wonder. Mismatch between the charts and nav data. The charts rarely get changed manually by Navigraph, says Vinny. Alright, Vinny. Yeah, I don't know why it was slightly out, but sure, listen, we won't get bogged down with it. Yeah, far too stubborn to give up. Absolutely. This is me we're talking about, lads. Do you know what I mean? I don't like having the aircraft manage me speeds. You know, top of drop reached. Button. Oh, it's doing it itself. I didn't even have to push it in. It's altitude isn't managed anyway. So it's going to slow us and then it's going to descend us. Will that be right? Or do I need to push this gadget in? We'll push it in. There we go. Right. You need to put the altitude in. Okay. Okay. More drag required. You see, if I was flying this myself, we wouldn't need more drag. I'm just saying, I'd have done a better job, you know what I mean? Can't wait till you try and land it. Vote of confidence there from Uniform Goose. Enter destination data. I did! Right, let's see what happens. Even though there's already an auto-populated, you'll need to manually enter the wind. Enter... Really? No, that's good. Progress. Our accuracy of the GPS, that's important. Cruise optimum. Report bearing distance 2. If I put in Shannon, 244, 43 miles. Alright. 43 miles. What's going on with the speed now? Why does she suddenly want to speed up? Is this thing drunk? Yeah, we know the speed brake is out, but sure told me it wanted more drag. Auto brake set. Mez Machine, good to see you. More drag required. There has to be a gag for that, right? We're all for the one landing, and your one landing is for all. Indeed. Indeed. Musketeers. I'd like some to eat, but I don't want to miss anything. If you want an extended center line like the Boeing, you would need to put in a fix manually. Ah, okay. Okay. Why is the speed after shooting up again? That's strange. Isn't it? Because at Anoku, it's telling me we want to be at 268, flight level 172, decel Deegan, or Daigan. So now is the decel phase. So we're going to be at 248 knots at 10,000 feet at Deegan. The speed will have a max and minimum. It'll keep trust between them, says Vinny. I don't like trusting the thing. I don't trust it. Just find the Boeing Strato line over to France. Ooh, Briggsy, nice. Nice. This is going to be hilarious, lads. You know, so far it's been relatively REM, or not too bad now, you know. Now it's going to be like... You know, put him in a hot air balloon. He'd be safer in the shagging thing, you know. Let's see what happens. Ah, yes. Nice bit of weather pop in. You must trust an Airbus. Yeah. Never. Lights on. There's a rainbow out there. It's very nice, isn't it? Well, let's see what happens. Anyone else terrified? No? Just me? Okay. I'm glad we got that sorted. Easy now. Speed is looking good. Brakes are off. There's a click spot between the landing light switches that allows you to move them all at the same time. I was looking for it, Malky. I couldn't find it. Oh, look, there it is. Man, Malky. I thought it was above it. Alright, 250. Your head's between your legs. Good man, OG. If you engage approach phase soon, managed speed can sometimes be an issue on VATSIM if you have folks close behind you. Yeah. Like, I'd rather not use managed speed, to be honest, but sure, listen, we'll keep it in for the moment. Wing anti-ice is only used visible build-up. The probe sticking out the window in front of the red and white balls is the indicator. Oh, really? So I get a visible build-up on that. Oh, jeez, look at her dropping down. Like, that doesn't seem right, does it? Do use manage mode for short final. Takes the pressure off. Hey, Crotty's here. Good to see you. But it's like cheating or something, you know. Right, 10,000. Lights are on. We'll ding the cabin. If you're less likely to stall and smack the runway, very true, yeah. It's one of the indicators, but yeah, there's even a light for it. That's awesome. Probe light, is it? Ice.
Cabin isn't here for landing. Let me know if you should be in the brace position.
Okay, so that's ice, and we drop down a little compass here as well. Look, ooh, and ah. Still haven't entered those approach winds. Where do we do that? Enter the performance. And it says mag wind. Is that what it's after? Two to 022. Is that right now? Right, okay. Brilliant! I mean, this is a great day out. I'm learning this as well, lads. We're all learning together. Great fun. Right. A landing into Shannon. What could possibly go wrong? We're descending now further. Down the hill we get. Local barrow here is 993, is it? Jesus, who's that devil? Cracker, good to see you. There's Tarnish over by yonder wing, look. Man, Tarnish. Ooh. Have you done some circuits to get hold of larger... no, I haven't. I haven't yet. Jesus. Speed, Murphy. Laps on. Look at the stage. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? Almost all operators use manual speed for approach and landing. I only know 2 SOPs that use manual speed. And Murphy. 3, I suppose. You know. This should be fun then. Yes, this will be fun. Right? Oh, Jesus. We're 2,000 feet higher than what I want to be. Alright, plane. Let's see what happens. We'll hit approach mode at Darragh and see what happens, speed 180. Is anyone else terrified? You know, you passed the flap 2 marker. What are you talking about? I was waiting until we got down to... Oh, well, is that it there? Is that the ticket there? And then we'll see 3 lines. Black Knight, good to see you, buddy. It's a walk in the park. This could be mad. Auto throttle on, or wait, huh? The SOP is auto throttle off, is it? That's already the flap 3 marker. Where are you reading that then? Is it? Alright, listen. Flaps 3? Lufthansa is auto throttle off. That's mad, isn't it? Alright. Doodle-doo-doodle-doo. We can probably arm approach mode at this stage. Along with another German operator. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Auto throttle off. Right, localizer captured. Doodle-doodle-doo-doo. QNH 993. Set. Right, fully established. Armed out spoilers. This is Firefly Air, so Murph can do as he pleases. You better believe it. 170 knots is at 20 miles. ATC, I would be mad. That's my point. This managed mode business. I'll get given out to tonight. But I don't mind. I don't mind. We'll see what happens. You know. Too early for flaps 3. Flaps 2 around 10, 12 to 10. Gear down around 7. Flaps 3 after that. Listen. When I do things my way, I explode on the runway. Right? I'm now doing it the Airbus way to see, will I explode at the runway? Right, you know. You can always set a manual speed constraint in the FMC. Well, you can also shag out. You could actually, yeah, very good. Yes, not, you know, we can. But this is just getting used to the left side, right? No, left. Yeah. We're getting used to the left side. Need to practice with the left hand, he says. Meanwhile, he's totally hands off. Yeah, but sure, I don't need to do that yet. Auto land, yeah, nailed it. Look at that. Ah, Jesus. There's low visibility. Get down to 3,000 feet, you muppet. Ah, Jesus, look at the weather. Although it's starting to break out. Yes, we're starting to break out. Approaching our runway. Oh, well, I'll crash, you know. You see, everything's tickety-boo. But I'm going to take over the speed now, lads. Because it's me, right? And then I'm going to hand fly the gadget in. Yeah. Leave it be now. Black Knight could. I'm telling you, there's loads of trust issues, but we'd be fine, right? Should you just practice go-arounds? Listen. It's $79.99. So the Aerosoft Towless A320 is $79.99 with an introductory price of $69.99. Jesus. Rickard, good to see you, buddy. Hello from San Diego. Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it? Nice, good to see you. So far, this is liking everything. Managed speed around 5 DME. See this managed speed? That's not impulse buy money. No, it's too dear. They shouldn't have done that. It's good. It is good, but like, if they wanted the world and its mother to buy one and they'd make even more money, sell it for like 55. You know what I mean? Like 70 quid, 80 quid. Jesus, it looks like rain, Ted. Managed speed respects your flap configuration. Early flaps, early slowdown. Right. But you know the way now we're trying to focus on all sorts of different things. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. You know, because it's me. Because I can't practice anything flying the whole thing fully managed. However, when we take over with our landing gears dropping, oh Jesus, look at that. This is where Murphy's going to try and do a thing with the yoke with a thing. Are we ready now for this? So if I keep it in auto throttle, isn't that what we're saying? Leave it there for the minute. Spoilers arm, cabin's ready. We're looking good. Oh, I'm nervous. Is anyone else nervous? It was at this moment he realised he should have stayed in bed. I get to play my new mouse though. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, it's silver lining, lads, silver lining. Yeah. Oh no, I'm after breaking the mouse. Balls. Oh wait, it's a magnet. It's okay, lads. It's a magnet. It's alright. Jesus. Right, land this plane now, Murph. Come on now. Up out of that garden. Come on now, Ted. Hey. Okay, Murphy. I have control.
1,000.
See this managed speed business? Did you ever regret doing something?
Flight slow.
Yeah, I can see that. I've shagged it already.
Flight slow.
Pitched.
500.
You're alright. Easy now, Jemima. Oh, the weather changed again. The bastard, look at this. Get back on the glide. I didn't see it. Oh, Jesus, where's the runway? Don't take matter. Easy now.
500.
Oh, man alive. The left hand is a pain in the arse.
Don't sink.
Yeah, I can see that.
Don't sink.
We're very high.
Don't sink.
Easy now.
Don't sink.
We're alright. Chase a bit of wind.
Pull up.
Fish, will you? We're controlling this ourselves.
Up.
Shut up.
Sink rate.
100.
Don't sink.
Go on.
Don't sink.
40.
Don't sink.
30. 20. Retard.
Don't sink.
That just wasn't good. We bounced. And we didn't die, but we bounced. Jesus. Right. Let's horse all that back in. Yeah, there was a terrible bounce there. This is definitely a challenge. It's a huge improvement, but like, you know, still shite. It's still shite. Right. Now what I'm going to do, because it's me, we're immediately going to take off again and just fly around and land. I'm going to hand fly this one. And we're going to make the weather look a little bit pretty. Right. How we fix our fuel and all that? Alright. We're going to say nothing to no one and we're just going to fly this like we were friggin' VF4. I need to get used to these controls, man. I'm in an absolute hoopla trying to fly it. Let's see what happens. Deedly 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 deedly. Right, come on up the hill. Deedly deedly dee. This is going to scream at me now, but I don't really care. Let's see what happens. Does Verpa make left-handed sticks these days? Yeah. No, there was a horrible bounce there. It's I'll do a bit of go around messing here now, just for the giggles, right? I don't think we're not even supposed to be taxiing this way, but sure, listen. Jesus, who's that? There goes Tarnish. I think the main thing with the Airbus is that you adjust your attitude and let go. You don't. There's a man with a delivery. Right, keep an eye on me plane. I don't know what I was expecting this time. Now, turn that off for a second down now. We get a good long hard look at what this is. This is from FedEx. You wouldn't know what to be getting delivered to you these days, you know. All right. Oh, it's a mug. Jesus, someone sent me a mug. Right. Leave all that there for the second, and we'll plan to take off and do a bit of messing again. Are we ready? Easy now. Have they delivered the idiot's guide to the A320? Not yet. Right. This is going to be brilliant. You're going to be deafened by warnings and alarms. Derek is here, good to see you. Right. Jesus, this is going to be brilliant. Is it now? Murphy's still writing that book. This is going to be screaming at us, but I don't care. Toga! Alright. We're hand flying this. What could possibly go wrong? Perfect. It's clearly time to start drinking. My sentiment exactly. Captain Atlas is here. Good to see you. Right, Murphy. Upsy daisy. Up the hill. Pause the rate. Gear up. Is it now? We're hand flying this. Chop. Pops in. Roll is left. No, we're going to hand fly this one. We're very low, I know this, but this is me trying to hand fly the shagging thing, you know what I mean? Cabin pressure, yeah, the whole thing is shag, don't be worrying. Now let's see, in terms of me trying to fly this, because it thinks it's in manage mode, turn off the auto throttle. Great. Now. We're going to hand fly this ourselves, lads, and feck them. Recycle the flight directors. We'll be alright. This is us purely hand flying this gadget now. This is where I need the practice to be fair, you know what I mean? Easy now. Why do you turn them off? Yeah, probably. Who needs flight directors? Why do you want me on standard? Shag off standard. Right. Where am I? Where's the airport? It's over there. I stopped climbing. Watch your speed. Now speed down. Nav Barrow disagree. Well, I know they do. Right. Get that speed down now. This is all about learning the machine. First notch of flaps. Easy now. Just want to get a proper feeling for the throttles. Don't need to be climbing. Easy now. We're doing the thing. Banana Dave. Alright, ease up speed a little bit more. Easy now.
2,500.
Alright. Everything's visual. Easy now. Flaps 2. Watch your speed. Rolling left. Gear. Watch the speed. Easy now. Flaps 3, gears down, watch our speed. This is pure hand flying it. Full flaps. Get our turn. Airbus pilots all over the world, they're like, why? Exactly. They built the planes so you didn't have to do all this. Easy now. Man alive, it just takes a while to get the brain configured left hand stick, you know what I mean? 100% Google. So listen, this is how you learn though. Well, this is how I learn. You know, Murphy, this is how you learn. How do you manage to get up in the mornings? Right. But if I can fly this by muscle memory, but then when I fly it automated, I know what's going on. Problem is, if you don't do this, you don't know what's going on, you struggle. You know what I mean? 2000. Easy now. It's the joystick is very sensitive, and it's different to my Virpil stuff. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit. It's very good though. Jesus, it's very good. Speed is good. Easy now. 7 knots of wind with this preset, we're alright. We're kind of ish on the glide. We're not too bad here actually. A little bit left. Where would you get it? This is like so much fun. Alright, speed is good. Watch the rate of descent. Easy now. Easy now. Feel the force. Jesus then. Hello, my name is Force. Ah! Easy now. Drop her down. Watch the speed. On the glide.
1000.
Gears down. Auto brake set. Flaps full. Gently. Little course corrections. It's weird, like the fluidity of it. It's like you're moving it into like a little station to hold it. Interesting. Easy now.
500.
Watch the glide. Speed is good.
400.
You love to see it, I'm telling you.
300. 300.
We went a little bit high.
200.
Aim for that centre line.
100.
Easy.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Now you're sucking diesel. Right. Bit of manual braking. That's how we do it. Jesus. So, flying the thing manually for me just works better. But at least now I know, right? Do you know? Because you know what caught me out the last time, right? I didn't disengage the auto throttle, meaning I didn't have full use of me throttles because they were literally going from D-dent to D-dent, which I didn't have that kind of linear movement of give it a little bit more power, a little bit less power. It was either nothing or it was into CI, right? That was one issue. Another issue then, that we had the last time was purely the handling. You know what I mean? Perhaps the autopilot stuff had you flustered. Yeah. No, 100%. And again, I'm far more used to having control over the aircraft. And what I mean by that is, when you have auto throttle on, you don't have the full use, that arc of your throttle power, because it'll just try and go to the next automated thing, right? Which is fine. But where I struggled the last time, when I took it out of autopilot, I'm pretty sure I took it out of auto throttle, but I don't think I did, you know? Yeah, like we were close to stall, but like at 20 feet, you know. No, I'm happy with that, lads. Well, I am happier with that. Anything under 200 feet, I'm fine with that. And it does give me that little bit of confidence now, knowing that if I need to, I can hand fly this thing in, right? So that's good news. That is good news, because I was struggling, do you know. I will say this WinCtrl hardware, and I genuinely mean this, lads, it is incredible. It's incredible. It's so immersive because you're getting this weird kind of haptic feedback through it. You're getting these shakes and rattles, and it's not forced feedback, but it's still giving you what's going on. It's giving you that bit of a you know, very, very good. Parking brake set. Right. Absolutely savage, so it is. Savage. 346 would be a no-go for me at the price for now. Yeah, it seems dear, that, doesn't it? It's great. It's very good, you know, but it just seems a little bit expensive, doesn't it? Right, we're going to end the flight here because we have to do a couple of things. We have our VATSIM flight this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be departing out of Salt Lake City. Whoosh. On now, Betsy. Salt Lake is over here somewhere. It's by the big Salt Lake. Here it is. Salt Lake City. Let's load her in. And where are we going from? That's military and cargo. This is passenger. Right. Gate 33. Did we fly out of Salt Lake before? An A320, that'd be considered a small aircraft, would it? Or medium? Medium, I suppose. Gate small. I reckon we go gate small. Where's 16? Go back to 16. Right, get in there. Eesh. We should be medium, shouldn't we? These are... Oh, hang on. There's a medium. Gate 17. Medium. Right. We'll do one of these. 319 would be small. Gotcha. All right. So what we're looking at here, lads, we're doing a flight this evening in which it's going to see us flying out of Salt Lake City. And we're heading on over to Portland. Right. So here's a flight. So we can see on our second Aviation Americas leg, we're heading west out of Utah to the state of Oregon. Taking off Salt Lake City, we proceed west over Idaho before descending into the beautiful Portland area. So, Portland, home to some of the most ambitious airport carpet designs in aviation history, featuring a distinctive teal and blue geometric pattern that becomes so beloved by travellers. It was replaced in 2015. There was public outcry, and it led to the old carpet being sold as souvenirs. There was even an inspiring documentary film. The original carpet's cult following was so strong, pieces now reside in museums, and the new design had to incorporate elements of the original to satisfy the devoted fans. Right, we do have some stuff here with SimBrief. So, SimBrief, let us have a look. And we'll do a couple of things. We're going to open up the VATSIM radar, and we're also going to have a look at VentuSky to grab the weather, right? So, Salt Lake City, down the hill we go here a little bit. So we're going to have a look for this evening. Here's our aircraft. All should be well in here. So leave this guy sit for the moment. We're going to go in and have a briefing. So we're going to be taking off out of Salt Lake City, which is here. All right, so let's look at the times of day. So it's going to be this evening, 8 o'clock Irish time. Nice and warm, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. No mad change there. And then we're heading on over to Portland. So here's Portland. So 7 or 8 degrees. And there's a front here. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so we're heading west where it's colder. Let's have a look at the wind. So our winds leaving Salt Lake this evening, they're coming in from the west. 8 to 10 knots on the ground, right? And then when we get over to Portland, also winds are calmer, but they also seem to be coming in from the west. I want to watch this this front. Where's that? What direction is that going? It's moving up. It's moving north. So that's going to bring with it all sorts of bejani weather and wind. So we want to be careful there. But at this time, we seem to be okay. So what about the wind at cruise? Hell of a headwind. Yeah, we're talking like 70 or 80 knot headwind the whole way, right? This is the first time I've watched via Twitch. Is it normal for the video bitrate to be so low? You can't read any of the text. Jakins, there's a little gear icon. Click on that and you should be able to push up the resolution. That'll fix that. So 104 knots in places, look. So it's going to be windy. What about cloud cover? So that's snow cover. Cloud cover. So departing out of Salt Lake, it is going to be overcast, right? And Portland is going to be overcast. So clouds all over the stuff. What about precip? So, or precip. Jesus, we're flying into snow. Naughty, these ideas. So we're not expecting rain or precip down in Salt Lake City. However, right? However, where's me watch going bananas? Notification. Just now. Human alert. Doorbell. Someone let me door again. Jesus. Hang on. It's okay. Cancel. Red alert. We're not being invaded. Oh! Jesus, this is a proper injury. I've nearly lost my entire arm. I'm after scraping me hand. Oh, look at it. You can't see. Look at it. You can't see it. I need to get like contrast or something. Jesus, lads, it's a scrape. A deep gash. A deep wound just now. A deep gash. Oh, Jesus. But anyway, it looks like there's snow on the way. This could be interesting. Up into Portland. Look at this, man. That's like friggin' thunderstorms. Jesus. Speaking of which, oh no, they're not thunderstorms. It's just a lot of rain. A lot of rain. So this should be interesting. This will make it for an interesting arrival. Yeah, sure it will, Murph. No idea what I've done. My Discord missing a bunch of VATSIM channels, and I have show all channels. Check your roles, Dougal. You could have undone a role, maybe. Right. So there's going to be snow up in Portland. This will be interesting. So that's all grand. Let's go back into VATSIM. We should put in our sim brief. 235 aircraft is that of an A320. We'll go with the IAE. 2 hours, 10 minutes block time. We're planning to depart out of runway 34 right, arriving onto runway 21. And that is a so no SID, but it's going to be the no SID and no arrival. That's not right. Naughty, did you do the thing wrong? Or are you right? I've no SIDs or stars. Surely we're not going to let hurricane force winds and a snow blizzard stop us. Absolutely not. Let's go and have a look at the routing. Expected routing. But there's no SIDs or stars. In the US, you don't put SIDs and stars in the flight plan. Why not? Because they'll probably change them at the airport, but the chances of them changing, you know, I wouldn't say much. Anyway, it shouldn't really matter. You can put in our own SIDs and stars. What runway? 34 right, off to the north. Give us the, I don't know, give us that fella. The rugged, the seagull. Yeah, give us the seagull. Select that, will you? How do we select it? Do we just type it in? Seagull 1. Right. And our arrival, we're coming up this neck of the woods. The Jotba. The Hood 5. Is that right now? That looks good. Okay, Seagull 1 departure, Hood 5 arrival. That looks good. Yeah, you can get the suggested ones. Yeah. Johnny Mon, take it fierce handy, buddy. Right, let us go ahead and generate this one. I don't know what our flight level is going to be. We're going to go high on this one. It's a 2-hour flight. We'd be up in the friggin', you know, that place. Cruise, what are we going up to? 360. All right. 360. Okie dokie. Let's go in here. Let's bring up our charts. Garmin. Right. So let me see. We're going to import this flight from SimBrief. Let's go and have a look. So it's going to be Salt Lake City over to Portland. An approach ILS 21. Can we get such a thing? Right now, what runway? What runway, friends? What runway are we going for? This is the question. Wrong button, Murphy. It's runway 21. From Hood. Hood doesn't link up with 21. Why are we going 21? That's a very short runway. We should be going up onto the 28s. What's flight radar doing? Let's have a look. We want to find Portland. What's Portland? KPDX, is it? Show a map. Okay, what are you using up here, lads? You're using a bit of everything by the looks of it. Oh, they're using 2.8s. Okay, they're using 2.8s. Right, back in here. We're going to edit this. 2.8 left, I suppose. Given that, what are they using there? 2.8 right. Where's this div going? boutique air look. By the looks of things, they're pushing the heavies off here. And they're keeping the smaller lads over there. Would that be a fair assessment? FedEx are on the south. He's heading over to Dallas. So he's 28 left and they're landing on 28 right. Hey, Bedrock is here. Good to see you. Right, we'll chance... We'll chance 28 left, sure. Give us a new star there, please. The HUD 5 will work. Yes. Analyze. Yes. Right. Regenerate. So we're going to say we are on runway 28 left. And the HUD 5, and it's an ILS we'll look for. Now, is it from Schaefer? Yeah, we can go Schaefer. Okay. Right. Let's have a look. So departure. Jeez, a good old flight this, look. So it's going to be a departure. It's an RNAV departure. Let's have a look at the rules. Takeoff obstacles, that's all okay. The SID requires takeoff minimums, that's okay. Ground speed, that's okay. Climbing left, turn on the heading 320 counterclockwise to 260 or assigned. Counterclockwise, that's okay. So it's a left turn and it's over the Corvair for our first waypoint. That'll do. Our arrival is from Jobta. Jobta on the HUD 5, Soda, Rabbi, HUD, Ballrun, or Blurin, Beeves, Schaefer, CD, and Chisel. Okay. ILS approach from Hipster or Reed. It'd like to be Reedy or it's going to be Hipster. Okay. Let me see. What's the missed approach? Climb 2,100 feet, climbing left, turn 4,000 inbound on the VOR. Fairly straightforward. And hold. Okay. So look at the charts. They'll either have us on 28 left or 28 right, I would think. ILS 28 left, simultaneous 28 right, Newt. Paul, yeah, thinking that. All right, okay. Well, that looks okay to me. So our plan of attack, we'll bring up Navigraph here on the bigger screen so you can see it as well, because that tableau might be a little bit on the small side for you to see. So I'll open up Navigraph. I'll give you an overview of what we're looking at. Ish. Let's unload that flight and we'll re-import them from SimBrief. Import from SimBrief. Salt Lake over to KPDX. Alrighty. So we can see it here. Seagull. So it's Corvair, Seagull, Moffer, Scoville. It's I don't say it's a non-standard. It's an RNAV departure. So when we take off, which we're planning off 3-4 left, northerly position, it'll be a left turn over the Corvair. And then away we go. In terms of speed restrictions and all that sort of jazz, we're okay. That's a departure. En route, fairly straightforward. Then we're going to have the HUD 5 arrival coming in from Jotba. That's where we're aiming for. Soda, it's going to be down 280 at 17,000. Rabbi, HUD, Schaefer, and then CD, and then Chisel, and then we're in. Right? So if we have a look at the ILS approach, 28 left from Schaefer. So here's where's Schaefer? Okay, it's going to be a Hipster. That seems very close for that, doesn't it? 13 miles? That's, Newfoundland, good to see you, buddy. That works. I mean, look, you're 13 miles DME from the airport. That'll work. So Hipster and then straight in. Missed approach, climb to 2,100 feet, left turn until you get to 4,000 and then inbound on the VOR radial 360. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So again, it's climb 2100, then turn left up to 4,000 feet, and then you're going to be on the radial inbound at the VOR. Fairly straightforward. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. Airport information of where we're starting from. So we're down here on the ground. Airport Authority, we're thinking here. 3-4 right is what we're going to be blasting off from, we expect. So that's going to be a taxi onto the Golfs and probably hotel, right? And then we're up and away from it. Big ass airport this, isn't it? And then our arrival, we're expecting 28 left or right, doesn't matter. The terminal is going to be in between them. We've cargo down here to the south. We have reserved probably FBOs, and we've general aviation and more FBOs up that way. So our terminal is in the middle. So that's fairly straightforward, right? Fairly straightforward. Jeez, I gave myself a right out bash there, look. Can you see it? Can you see the damage? I'll show you later. Right. Our next little trick, we know that the aircraft is working. So it's a quick look here on our sceneries. So let us have a look, friends. So this is this is Salt Lake City. It's looking good. No stutters from what I can see. All is loading in well. Spent a fortune last week buying freaking sceneries. Jesus. I don't think I'm going to do the same again. Like, I like having custom sceneries, but like 2020, you know, I spent a freaking fortune, and now 24 you have to buy them all again. Like, that's a pain in the ass, isn't it? That's a pain in the ass. But anyway, this is pretty decent for Salt Lake. Not that we're ever going to be bothering walking around in here, but we get the idea, right? We get the idea. Okay, so our departure airport is fine. It's loading in. There's no issues. Let us now go to our destination airport and we have a look and see what the crack is here. So it's going to be KPDX, which is Portland International. I have 4 conditions. We know that the terminal is up here. Throw ourselves in at gate 16 for the sheer crack of it. What's the time of day up here now? It's early morning, 7 in the morning. Sorry. Let's load in for the gawk and we see what happens. We shall see. Just had a phone call from Microsoft. Your PC has been compromised. Oh, Jesus. I'd have great fun with them Muppets. PDX can get super busy. Yeah, I think so. I think so, man. Especially with the rain and stuff that we... or the weather. Oh, we're looking good here, look. Right. Scenery is under pressure. Right, let's see what happens. We might want to make it daytime so I can actually see what's happening. So let's bring that up a bit. And let's have an L-gawk around. LOD is fine. Okay, we're not expecting great things with the weather in Portland. There's the river. Huge river. Here be the terminals. Oh, big stutter there. Did you see that? Jesus. It's a nice airport. Chunk. Although it's a little bit strange, it's raining inside the Shaggin Airport, but anyway.
Hello there.
Hello there. That, my friends, is brilliant, isn't it? Sarah, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. That's just great news when you get to see this kind of stuff. There's freaking emus. Or the llamas. Right, anyway. That's the cargo side. And we've a bit of military... Well, hang on now. You've general aviation on the north side. Where's my charts now, just so we know we're looking at the right thing, lads. So there's the river. On the north side, you have general aviation. There's the terminal. On the south, then we have reserve. Looks military to me. And then we have the cargo area, all on the south side. Right. So the north side is fine. Slow you down. There's the bridges, right? Fiber, good to see you. What in the llama or alpaca, right? Okay, so we're looking good here. Down this neck of the wall is the cargo terminal. If anyone's flying FedEx or whatnot, right? There's a cargo area. And then we have some FBOs and military, by the looks of it. That is military, isn't it? Yeah, it is. 142nd Fighter Wing, home of the Red Hawks. Ooh. Oregon Air Guard. That's interesting. All right. We'll be operating out of up here. We got more cargo. And then as we kind of meander around. The weather's absolutely crap. We mightn't see much here this evening, but sure, listen. There's due to be snow on the ground. This is pretty, see this setup here? This was all very fancy. This was underground and then you went back up. That's very good, isn't it? It's raining inside the terminal though. It's like, will you fix that? You wouldn't be wearing shorts now with that rain. Dee. Pretty cool though. Plenty of clutter and stuff around the way. It's a big old terminal, this, isn't it? It absolutely is. A nighttime arrival into here, I'd say, would be stunning. An FBO is a fixed base, based operator, right? A fixed based operator. What I mean by that is, it'd be someone like Signature or Atlantic, or you'd have all this kind of stuff. They're basically like field offices for aviation companies. So if they have an FBO, that's where they would operate from. They would have facilities. They'd have, you know, offices, flight planning areas, fuel, GPU availability, maybe hangarage, right? So you'll often see like some of the major ones would be Atlantic. You also have Signature Aviation are huge. Millionaire quite big. West Air quite big. There's a lot of them, but that's what an FBO is, a fixed based operator. Now, if the weather wasn't absolutely yite, what would this place look like? Let's see. Oh, it looks very nice. Oh yeah, man, look at this. It's beautiful. So we do have photogrammetry in the region. Notification is flying from LAX to Denver in an A380. Ooh, nice. So what I'm trying to do here, just by moving around the map, and we can see we're getting a couple of stutters. I'm trying to pre-cache all of this. Photogrammetry can be a divil with stutters, right? So I'm trying to pre-cache all the area. So where you get a couple of stutters here and there, the idea being is it'll calm itself down and we're good to go. Or at least that's the hope, right? So it's just loading in that data. The shame, just landed an A320 with a worse rate than me. Malky, I be having a serious conversation with myself now, staring into the mirror. Right, Jesus. Brilliant. Only at IKEA. Oh, we got shops and stuff in here, look. What's in here? Oh, there's a Best Buy! We're going to Phoenix! And Jesus, look at the size of it too! Best shop in the world. Well, it's gone expensive now, isn't it? Target. Subway. We just fly to friggin' Phoenix, go run down the road to Best Buy, come back up and fly home. That's the way to do it, isn't it? Channel list all expanded but still missing stuff. Dougal, that doesn't seem right. Are you missing a role? Hang on, we go into Dougal and sort him out here now for a second. Where's Dougal now? Can we find Dougal McTavish? Oh, we can't. VATSIM Thursday chat. There's Dougal. Rolls! What are you missing? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Dougal, you unticked a whole load of rolls. Let's see now. Right, try that, Dougal. You should be back in action. It wasn't me, it was someone else. You should be back in action now, I think. Skodas are banned in the US. What are you talking about? When Skoda eventually bring their cars into America, the Americans, all of them, all you lot in America are going to be happy. Happier. You'd be happier. You know, that's what'll happen. This is very pretty. I do like this. It seems like a great place to go flying. But I don't think we're going to get this beautiful weather in this evening, though. You know, we're expecting snow and everything, for crying out loud. You know. Them stutters are a little bit worrying. I might have to delete the L cache here. Which is a little bit heavy on the L frameage, isn't it? See them stutters? Like, we just don't want stutters. It's Portland scenery, yeah. I mean, it's loading things in, you know. Should be banned everywhere. What are you talking about? Will you shag off, will you? Terrible. Portland, even for me, is a stutter fest. Is it? Huh. It is heavy on frames here. We'll zoom out so it loads in the whole area. And then we'll go downtown. Downtown. Because it's photogrammetry. That's what gives it, you know. Suggest turning down sims. Yeah, good idea, Dougal. Drop the sim rate, or drop the LODs. It's very pretty though, isn't it? Except for that bridge or the bridges. Jesus, like they don't. It can look quite bad now. Do you know? It can look fierce bad at times. Photogrammetry, it's amazing at altitude, but bloody hell, man, you get down low, it's like, no, it's terrible. Photogrammetry is actually the problem here, I think. Out here in the suburbs, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Yeah, don't attempt to try and fly under that bridge. Boy, like, it's just, you know, the cars are driving on top of the bridge. Right. How did that get past? Like, surely just people living in this neck of the woods who use flight simulators who could have said, be Janie then. You know what I mean? Interesting. I still don't know what fell earlier on, by the way. I'm as confused as you lot are. Right, we'll have to see how we go. I'm doing all this manoeuvring around to load up the cache. So hopefully we don't get as many stutters. You know what I mean? Gold member, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. And we could get to 10 either. No, we won't get 10s. We could get 2-1. I was looking at 2-1, but I don't think we'll get 2-1. Yeah, 100% Locus. It's pretty airport though, isn't it? Hey, Dusty's here. Good to see you, bud. Welcome in, man. Alright. Say I'm happy enough is, well, I'm not happy enough, but I'm kind of happy enough. What will be, will be. The performance will be alright. We'll just, you know, I'm moving the drone fairly fast there, so, you know what I mean? So, we have gone through a setup of the A320, the Fenix A320. I hope you found that useful. I learned a bunch from you lads as well, so thank you indeed for that. our first landing wasn't great, but I'm more confident now, knowing that I can horse in a whole load of manual control. So I'm kind of looking forward now to this for a flight later on. We will be flying out of Salt Lake City. We know what the weather is. We did a weather briefing. We had a look at our departure. Our en route element is fairly straightforward. Our arrival process, we had a look at our instrument arrival, our star, and we also had a look at the missed approach and the weather as well. Aircraft is running well. Our wind control stuff is working. I will need to double test everything later on because it reversed one of my axes, but apart from that, it should be grand. So we're back, lads, in about just under 6 hours. We're going to be back at 2000 Zulu tonight when we fly out of Salt Lake City all the way over to Portland, Oregon. It's about 2 hours 15 block. And for anyone who'd like to fly along, you have an option: fly with observer mode if you're new to VATSIM, or use Say Intentions, or you can fly on the Microsoft Flight Sim multiplayer. You won't see us flying beside you because we're on VATSIM, but if join our voice channels, you can be chatting to, well, us, me, the lads. So if you need any help or pointers along the way, the lads are only too happy to help. So we'll see how we get on this evening. It'll be an interesting flight. We're taking the A320 out for a proper jaunt. So yeah, we'll see how we go. So lads, thank you so much indeed for tuning in and putting up with the madness. I'll give you an update on my hand. Look, it's actually starting to bleed. Can you see it? I'll put it on. Hang on, I'll go over here so you can see the second thing. Look. Move that box out of the way because my address is on it. Look, that's the wrong button. Ah, look, there I am with my new mouse. Look at this scrape. I nearly lost my whole arm. Right. Anyway, I'm away now to nurse this. Right, and we'll be back in a few hours. Thank you so very much indeed for tuning in, for all the support, all the hanging around that we do, and for all your help. I'm more confident flying this tonight, until the inevitable happens and I'll probably crash again. That's what's going to happen. And I've all this stuff to tidy up. So, right, we'll see you later on. Thanks for tuning in, and have an awesome rest of your day. See you soon. Hands. Is Mike Roch in the chat? Mike Roch? That's brilliant! Hey everybody! Is there a Mike Roch here? Is Mike Roch here? Ready for this to go? I'm a little teapot short.
Dreamy, sleepy,
and
nighty,
stout.
snoozy, snooze.
Here is me handle, and here is me spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Just tip me over and pour me out. Ah, Jesus! Oh, stop! You see?
Cheers. Oh, okay.
Oh, balls. Thomas, you big scuttling idiot. Oh, Jesus, there he is! I don't know! Oh, I take it all back. Did you just see me scream? Oh, no! That wasn't nice at all! No!